people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, make sure that you lot are subbing to the channel, man. Make sure that you're leaving your comments in the chat. And if you're watching this back, make sure that you're leaving your comments in the chat as well. You know what I'm saying, in the video. I've got man like Romz here with me today. Man like Jules will be joining in a bit, people. He's not going to be here for too long, but he will be joining shortly because I wanted to get his take on the whole Fernandes situation and whatnot. But there's a lot more that me and Romz can talk about with just me and him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you are, brother, whether you're living in an igloo right now or something, bro, because you're wearing a big-ass hoodie. Come like we're in December right now. Come like we're in January right now, blood. Because me and you are wearing the same thing, but I'm sleeveless. I'm wearing a T-shirt.
Bro, I don't know about you. Obviously, you're east side of the river. I'm south side. But, bro, it's a bit... Like, put it like this, I'm not hot. Like, man's not hot, is it? But it's kind of breezy in south today. So, yeah, bro, I'm warm.
And talk of the devil. We just got a big bomber from Fabrizio, George, you know? It's literally just come through now.
Bro, I'm not even... I ain't got notifications, so you can tell me, bro. I don't know. Bro. There's so much going on. It's hard to keep up. I promise you, the bomber yesterday, I didn't see till I got added in the group chat, bro. I'm like, so...
I haven't even gone through the chat as of yet, bro, because literally, I just got a notification on my phone.
Same,
but big bomber people, before I even go through the chat, Fabrizio has put out a tweet here saying Newcastle have sent an offer to Tottenham for Archie Gray, which has been rejected by Spurs. Spurs have made their position clear following the approach, with no agreement reached between their clubs at this stage. Told Newcastle remain interested, while Spurs' stance is unchanged for now.
I thought
we might as well get straight into it, Jules.
To be honest, I'll be honest. I'm not surprised with this. I was having to think about it yesterday when, you know, Fernandes was confirmed. I started to look at the numbers. I was looking at sort of the two positions we have in the midfield under De Zerbi, because obviously in the 10 we've already got Xavi, Simons, potentially Kulusevski and Maddison. So we're really not going to need anyone else in there. But in just the two positions across midfield, we've now got Bentancur, Archie Gray, Bergvall, Conor Gallagher, Fernandes, and obviously you want to get into Tonali. So
you've got man,
Gray, Gallagher, Bentancur, Fernandes.
That's it, yeah.
And Papsar, sorry, we got 6 already at the moment. So I was already looking at the numbers between two positions. I'd say 5 players for centre mids is probably right. You need 5 for those positions. We already got 1 up, and we're trying to sign Tonali, so we would be going to 7. So I was thinking 2 need to go, and Conor Gallagher was only just signed, so unfortunately he's going to stay whether we like it or not. He's going nowhere on some big money. So Papsar's probably on his way out, and I think that one's warranted. You know, he's not solely got to the level that we was expecting. So Archie Gray was the next man, because like you saw, I think Spurs had it'd come out that Spurs had spoken with Bergvall, and they've let him know that he's very important to the team. So the only next option that you look at selling is Archie Gray, unfortunately. And do you know, if I'm being all honest,
how do you feel about that though, man? Because I feel like if you're looking at any midfielders to sell, I think he should get an opportunity to stay, bro.
I do hear it, and I understand, because I do like Archie Gray. But ultimately, when you're looking at it, would you rather have Bergvall and Fernandes, who are Fernandes is 21, isn't it? So ultimately, they're all age groups. They're all the same age group. Fernandes just at a better point in his development than these two are. Would you rather have Fernandes and Bergvall, or Bergvall and Gray, innit? It's like sometimes you have to upgrade. And to get Tonali deal done, if that means we have to send Gray to them for 50 million, and then, or 50 million, I'd say it'd probably be in and around. And we pay 90 to 100 for Tonali. It's, for me, that's a great deal. It's like, go out there, sell him, send him off. We will get a replacement in, and we're good. Like, we've already got one in, we'll get another replacement who's better. That's leveling up the midfield for me.
I mean, how you feeling, Jules, like this summer, man? Actually, before we even go through how you're feeling right now, let me just quickly go through the chat. Let's have a chat with everyone that's here right now. People, big yourself up, man. We've got nearly 100 people here already. As Pierre says, make sure that you lot are subscribing. Make sure that you lot are liking the video, man. Algorithms, people. We're nearly on 12K. You know, I want to get 20K as soon as possible. So let's keep the channel growing and make sure that everyone's still subscribing, like I've said. You've got Pierre here. Says salute, Don, and everyone. Big yourself up, man. Yeah, we'll talk about him. We've got a left back that Chelsea are looking at right now. I don't know if Jules will still be here when we talk about him, but we'll definitely talk about him today. Who else have you got? Esteval, Willian, Nehemiah, big yourself up. You got man like Yusuf as well. Big yourself up, man, bro. Who else have you got here, bro? D Wilson. Never seen you in the chat before, but big yourself up, man. Tay Tay, hey, nice to see you, Tay Tay. Whenever Romz is here, Tay Tay's here, blood. You know,
I've noticed that. Big up Tay.
Tay is a op pit stop vet, man. That's what he is. He's usually there for pit stop, yeah. But Baker says, big up Greasy Don, Jordan, Romz, and Chat. Man called you Jordan.
I don't know why, man. Some man just say Jordan, but you know what? Is my name Georgie? You want to say full name? Cool, like it's nothing to hide. Innit? I don't mind. It's weird when some man say my full name. It's like, bro, you're my mum, blood. It's either your mum or your girl, bro. Because only your mum or girl say full names. Like, why you say my full name, bro?
I've never called this guy Jordan. I've known Jules now for what? Like 4 years, bro.
And the thing is, George, your girl already said your full name. She's pissed at you.
That's what I mean, bro.
Yeah. He's therefore doing it to patronize. Man. Big up Kyle B as well. Big yourself up, my bro. You got T-Man here. Everyone's busting up in the chat, man. Big up everyone that's here. We've got over 100 people. Let me see how many likes we've got right now, people, man. We've got what? 10 likes. Hey, let's get those likes up ASAP, people, man. And as always, make sure that you lot are checking out the sponsor, Jersey FC Soccer Shop, people. Don CFC at checkout. Go check them out for some World Cup kits before we even get to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals and that, people. Go check them out. But yeah, Jules, what are you saying about your window right now, man? How you feeling about your window right now, man? Because I'm seeing a lot of people, especially Chelsea fans as well, because obviously I speak to a lot of Chelsea fans daily, and, you know, they're saying things like this. You know, Spurs are moving seriously mad, and like us, a lot of people are kind of blown away by the amount of money that you're spending. You know, some people are saying, you know, overspending, bro. But how are you feeling right now about the business that you've done, especially with Fernandes? Let's go straight into Fernandes, because I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of United fans doing a bit of copium. I saw Romz's tweet as well. I want to get your take on your tweet, Romz. I'll put your tweet up in the set.
I'll explain it.
But how are you feeling about that?
I'll talking about the money sleeve. Yeah. That, you know what? Saying that, Romz was the other person. Yeah, you were the other person that actually gave me the update, because I saw your ad and I saw another ad and I was like, what's going on? Bare ads. And I see it, I'm like, yo! Before I even responded to anything, I went live instantly. But no, look, I think Fernandes, I'm seeing the revisionism being done already on him and how this money is not worth it for the player. You know, a player that's been relegated twice. The narratives are being spun. I think, yes, Spurs have overpaid. But in this market, in 2026, every deal clubs are doing, they're overpaying for players. That's what they're not getting. Every deal is an overpayment. I don't think most teams, especially when you get a young player, a top young player, you've never once thought that's cheap deal, you know. I've got him on a real good price. It's hardly ever you walk away thinking that, especially as a top six club. Like we know our positions in football is a privileged position. And every other team knows that and acknowledges that. So Spurs, you know, and the rest of the top six are going to pay more than any other club in world football for these types of players. You know, if this was Real Madrid, they'd probably pay 60, bro. Like, it's just the facts. But for me, the money, don't care. You know, Spurs been a club that don't spend. And like Romz will understand more than anything, because I'd say out of the top six, Spurs and Liverpool are the most frugal clubs, or have been for, you know, especially this 2000 onwards up until the last couple of years for Liverpool.
I say that word again. I like that word. Say that word again.
What, frugal?
Yeah. I like that one. I have to add that one to my vocabulary now. I like that one. Frugal.
I didn't realize how young he was. Man said he's 21. I thought he was at 24 something, bro.
Same. When I was doing my research weeks ago, I deeped that and I was like, bro, he's 21. Bro, like, no, this player.
He looks like he's pushing on 30. You look about 30. You know what I'm saying?
No, he does. He plays like one of those as well. But I know. For me, the type of player I like, he is exactly that. You know, he's an all-round midfielder, and I would say he's got the ability to be a complete midfielder. I was looking into the numbers and stuff, and it's mad because when you actually look at his numbers, his data, like his, what do they call the spider graph and data MB, he literally matches up perfect to McAllister and Caicedo in 2 seasons ago when how good they were playing and their roles in the team. So
you use AMB when it suits you, then, yeah.
No, I use data all the time, but I apply it. I apply it as and when. I don't apply it to every single argument.
He says love. You can't even keep it
all I done, and again, I didn't sit here and say you would use this data and say he's as good as these players. I'm not saying he's as good as them. I'm saying he's a similar profile to them, and the way his style and setup is very similar. And a lot of people think because he's a small midfielder, he's not combative. Like, no, he's very. If you watch him, he's strong. Always putting in winning challenges, always getting interceptions. He's a good all-round midfielder. And look, £85 million, 21-year-olds, this is a great signing for us. This is how I view it. It's a big coup. And to get him away from Manchester United, it's big business, bro. Like, let's be real. We took chains, bro. That man was scouting him for 3 months. We went in there 2 weeks, still done.
It's so funny, because recently, a big up everyone that's here as well, man. Nearly 200 people here. Make sure that you lot are subbing. Make sure that you're following the man them. Make sure that you're subscribing to Jules as well. I'll put his YouTube in the description in a sec, actually, because I haven't done it yet. But I will put it in there. But I want to quickly read Romz's tweet, because one thing before I even read this tweet, I find it so funny, like this thing that Man United and Spurs have had recently, because
it's ever since Europa League. It's ever since
not even Europa League, but in the league as well. Like they've been struggling to
and you smoked them 4 times in one season, innit?
Yeah, bro. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that was with Ange, I swear. Was that with Ange, George?
No, that was Ange. That was Ange. I think they beat Ange like once during his tenure or something like that. Like he was.
You see what I mean? They beat them in the final.
Put this back up soon. I actually want to give Spurs their flowers, and then I'll break down.
Cool.
I'll break down why I think for United.
We'll go to a tweet in a bit. But go on, bro.
But with this Matheus Fernandes deal, I think for Spurs, and like George said, Liverpool and Spurs. I'll say recently, if you're going to take away last summer, obviously that wasn't frugal, but Liverpool and Spurs are normally the frugal clubs. But this must be refreshing for Spurs fans because you never really put your hand in your pocket, right? So for you lot to pay this money for this player, and I didn't know he was 21, I think it's a good deal for you lot. And I was rating Fernandes, not even at West Ham from Southampton days, because if there's any Liverpool fans in the chat that remember, we had to go there in the title running. I wouldn't say running because we wrapped it up quite early because we read in Arsenal and bullshit that year, but we had to go there and they took the lead. And I think Robertson's given away a penalty. Fernandes bossed our midfield. That's because let's be honest, we mainly recognize players against the top 16. Everyone that says they're watching Southampton versus Burnley on a 3 p.m., they're lying, bro. But we went to St. Mary's and won. But bro, we just about won. And he was bossing our midfield. And I was saying to my dad, bro, who is this Fernandes? He's cold. Then I see West Ham signing for 42 million. By the way, that's another reason why Spurs probably had to pay this, because West Ham aren't going to sell him for cheap or 15 million.
There's a clause on there as well. So West Ham have to get they have to make it worth it for themselves because they've got to pay Southampton money too. There's a clause on that deal.
And even
they also paid what 48 million from just a year ago.
Yeah,
like, it was always going to be a big deal.
And they didn't want to make probably 20 mil profit on him. They probably wanted to make double, which they basically did. So for Spurs, I've got no qualms for this for Spurs. I think he's a top player. I've always rated him before it was fashionable. I didn't have to see what he did at West Ham to rate him. After the Liverpool game, I started to look in, and he's a good player. And I think him, and let's say they get a Tonali in as well, and even with a Van Hecke and Senesi, I think Spurs have had a good window so far. And again, De Zerbi, I rate De Zerbi, the manager. He's gonna improve his game even more. But the thing is for United, you two know I'm a troll, and I'll get onto these though. But I had to look at this objectively. For one, you can bring the tweet up now, Don. Yeah, United.
Read it out. Read out your tweet.
It makes me sick, but United aren't getting feasted at the pass. Gone are the days they pay for players. Many people try and ban them, but this is a smart move. I need Woodward, Murto, and them man back because them man are always getting fleeced and overpaying for players. Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying for United, this isn't as much of an L as people think. But let me explain why I think it is an L first, right? It's similar to the Diamande stuff. When you do groundwork on a player for so long and they reject you, it is embarrassing. So from that viewpoint, it's embarrassing for United because I think they were speaking to him longer than Spurs were. So from that standpoint, it's embarrassing. However, for once, a player that they don't think is worth the money, they're finally not paying for them. And I feel like they're being smart, a bit more smart with moves. Because had Man United bidded and Spurs bidded, West Ham probably would have got more for him because they would have engaged in a bidding war. And then in the same breath, us Ryan fans would have been like, oh, you're paying too much for Matheus Fernandes when there's other options and that out there. Because I truly believe there's other options they could get cheaper. The only way it's embarrassing, in my opinion, is the fact that it is so much groundwork. You know what I liken it to? The Diamande deal. You do so much groundwork and you miss out your target. It's embarrassing for the club. But in terms of what that player is actually worth, I don't think he's worth that. But I feel like for Spurs, it's a good move. For United, it would have been a good move, but they're just learning from the past. That's what I meant with that.
But don't you think the difference from
go, Jules.
To me, I would say the difference between the two deals though is with Diamande, you guys were actually willing to pay the money, and the problem was more that he just chose PSG. Man United were willing to pay like the terms, they wanted mad terms, but more than anything, they wasted their own time. They understood the price, maintained to have him as your top target. Because look, we're now seeing right now, Ben Jacobs and other guys come out. Man United looking at Alex Scott. Man United looking at other options after losing their first target. So if he was your priority target, you understood the price. Why are you sitting here faffing around, knowing that Tottenham then got involved 2 weeks ago? You don't sit here and go, oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to stick to our guns and not pay this price. It's okay. We followed this player for 3 months. This is the player we want. We pay the price we're supposed to. Otherwise, because you're right, Romz. There is a case of sometimes you don't go over your threshold. You know, like this is where you're at. You're not going to pay that price. Cool. It's fine. You stick to it. But all those also, this does go against you at the end of the window when you don't get any good midfielder. And now you're signing the £35 million guy, and you've got option C because you didn't want to pay for option B and A, which Spurs have always done notoriously. You know, when you guys come in and got Luis Diaz, it worked out for us with Kulusevski, but that could have went left, bro. That could have been Spurs went to get a top sign and then ended up with someone dead like Bergwijn or something. Which you're speaking facts. You're speaking facts.
Do you know also why it's different as well? Difference with the Diamante thing as well. Even though we're willing to pay, this is why I didn't want him, because he's unproven and he doesn't have Prem experience. Mateus Fernandes had, I think, 18 months. I think he joined in the January at Southampton. I don't think he was there for a full season, or he might have been. But he's had 18 months to 2 years in the Prem. In my opinion, this ain't a player that needs to settle in and has to bed in and whatnot. I think he hits the ground running. He's when I watch him, right, people say he's like a generalist and whatnot. I think he's a master. I think he's a jack of all trades master of a lot of them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I think he's got a shot on him. I think he's combative. He can dribble. He can pass. Like, he's good with his back to goal. I watch him and I don't really see any weaknesses. That's why I always said with whether it's Spurs and United, it's a class player. He's a class player. But you're right, George. I feel like when it is your number one target, you do just pay over the odds because that's the one that you identified. That's the one you said at the start of the window. That's the guy we want. I'll just kind of look at it from another lens that they're finally not paying for players that they don't think's worth it. But you know what, George, you hit the nail on the head. I think we're only going to see if this was the right move at the end of the window, because let's say if they get like a Tchouaméni or Camavinga, which I don't know if they'll get, but let's say they get them for similar price or just below, then it looks like, you know what, as much as the player's a bit older, you got bit more of a proven player, whatnot. But like you said, if they get now like I think, have they signed Ederson yet?
They've signed him already, they've signed him already.
Yeah, so if they get Ederson along with like, I don't know, Alex Scott, and have to pay what they would pay for Fernandes anyway, then it looks a bit spooky.
And that's what I'm getting at, Romz, bro. I get because people are looking at it as, oh yeah, Man United, we used to spend a lot, now we're getting banned for not overpaying. I get that if you're just looking at it from a surface level, but they don't want to break it down to the under levels, because it's going to get an underbelly uncomfortable conversation. You know what I'm saying? It will be an uncomfortable conversation because end of the day, all I've been seeing from Fab, because I watch Fab every day. When I see him put them videos up on YouTube, it's my thing in the morning. It's my routine, innit? I'll watch the video in the morning. If he puts it during the day, I'll watch it that day. And all I've been hearing is him talking about how Fernandes is these guys' main target. That's all I've been hearing since the season, even before the season finished, right? He said it. The Athletic said it, right? The Telegraph, all these guys have all been pushing Fernandes to United, to the point where guys like Rants are going on their lives and they're confidently talking about, we're getting Fernandes. It's getting done, right? Saeed, it's getting done.
Can I tell you something funny? Literally, half an hour before the bomber, me and Touchline were live, and you know how he speaks. Spurs fans, know your level, pal. Give it 2-3 days, he'll be a United player. 30 minutes later.
And you know when I jumped on his stream, Romz, you know how he's moving? He's going, oh, we're human, bro. Like, he's doing the Romz thing, the hooks thing. We're human. We sometimes get things wrong. I said, what do you mean? You can't go out there and make guarantees like he turned down everyone, apparently. He turned down everyone for United. And then now all of this. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. And Ben says Anderson was one of their main options. But then when they saw the price that they were quoting, they walked away and they started to focus on Fernandes. Now, my thing is, if I was a United fan right now, I'll be annoyed and I'll be jarred, regardless of the midfield right now, the market, looking like there's quite a lot of options you can go and get. I hear all of that, bro. But the reason why I would be annoyed is how long they took, to get things done to the point where the deal is close to being finalized with West Ham. Because what United did wrong, basically, they looked at it like it's a one-horse race. They didn't expect Spurs to come in the way that they did. And even when they did come in, yeah, they probably looked at it like, oh, Spurs ain't going to overpay. Why is Fernandes going to pick Spurs over us? But Spurs came with a completely different technique that a lot of us have all been saying over the years they need to do because they've got the money to do it, bro. Spurs, if they want to pay the big wages, they can. If Spurs want to go blow you out of the water, right, in terms of the money they're spending on fees, they can, right? Now, one thing that TTM said earlier, he said, oh, but we only got rejected because Spurs offered a better wage package. Bro, it wasn't just about the wages. Yes, Spurs offered more money to Fernandes with the wages, but the main thing here, the reason why they're going ahead of the move and you're not, is because they are willing to pay more money to West Ham than you are, bro, right? That fee has gone up. And that's what happens. When you get yourself in a bidding war, the fee is naturally going to go up because now West Ham are going to use that as leverage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's a 15% sell-on clause as well. So the amount of money they're going to get from Tottenham, they're going to have to pay about 12.7 million to Southampton. At the end of the day, you man got yourself in a bidding war with Tottenham, right? And Tottenham have blown you out of the water. Whether you look at it and say, oh, Tottenham aren't as big as us regardless, bro, money talks, yeah? Whether that's money to the player or money to the club. At the end of the day, he made it very clear, Fernandes made it very clear, I'm happy to go to either club. It's all about the club that are happy to pay the fee. Now, like I keep saying, in today's market, yeah, we know Fernandes' value. If you look at his value, transfer value, he's probably worth about 50 million, 45 million, 50 million max. But the market value is a different conversation. If you don't pay that money, let me just finish, Rob, before you come in, yeah? If you don't pay that money, someone else will. It's as simple as that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know another thing, Don, yeah? I'm seeing some United fans getting onto George Mendes. That's his job. That's literally a job to get his client the best.
And you know what's crazy about this, Romz, as well? They're acting like this is the Jorge Mendes been around for about 15 years. As long as I've watched football, I've known Jorge Mendes. And I've known that he's managed the biggest players and the biggest transfers in world football. Him and Pinny Zahavi. If you know you're dealing with them,
his old one, Ray rest in peace. You know,
they've literally got their own agency. They manage half of the world, bro. Like we all understand, and every club's signed from Jorge Mendes before. No, you're gonna overpay agent fees. You've got to pay massive wages because he's good at his job. He's the best at his job. That's why players sign with him because he's gonna get them 250k a week contracts. That's what he does. So I don't get how like now it's. Oh, Spurs are silly for putting 250k a week on a young player. But when you guys were all making these signings and everyone was putting everyone on 250k a week, it was great because we're offering money, we're getting the signing done. Spurs don't have like a messed up wage structure, so we can afford to go and throw some players on some big wages because we haven't done it for so long. Spurs have had the lowest wage to revenue percentage for the longest out of the top six. We always have. So for me, don't look at the funds, don't look at anything of the figures. Really nothing to worry. And you know what, Man United, one thing that their fans haven't yet realized, and I think they're getting it, they're finally getting it, is that nobody cares about the Alex Ferguson days. You know, these players aren't coming to you based on what you were doing 25 years ago. You know, Fernandes didn't grow up on Man United dominating world football. He's 21 years old. No one at 21 years old grew up with Man United dominating. By the time they actually started watching football, Man United were finished. 8 years old. That's the last time that Man United won a league. They probably weren't watching football at these times like that. So their whole like years of when they're growing up, they're not looking at Man City as the big club. They're this, they're that. So no, they don't have that same pool where they can get a player to choose Man United over Tottenham or over these other clubs based on the size of their club. You can only do that with the money now. I think that he would have. I think Fernandes personally would have gone to United on lesser wages if they matched the money to West Ham. I honestly feel like Fernandes will take 170 a week, regardless of the 250. Yeah, if United were willing to match that fee with West Ham. I think that was the deal breaker, bro, because they were not happy to go and match it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Spurs were like, okay, we know we're overpaying, but we want this player now, innit? We want him. You know what I mean? We want him. Because at the end of the day, if Tottenham didn't come into the running, United probably get him for the money that they wanted to get him for. But they got into a bidding war, bro. That's what happened. You got into a bidding war, bro, and you lost. Simple. You lost the bidding war, bro. Did you get? No, thanks.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So, end of the day, for me, it's like, you know, I'm not going to give like a defining statement on what I think about the deal. I do think that Man United should have paid the money because they made him their main target. But let's see what they go and do now in the window, innit? Because like Rom said earlier, if they end up overpaying for someone anyway, then it's just a howler.
I
end up being a howler.
I think two things can be right at once. Because of what you and George said, they should have paid the money. Because if he was option number 2, number 3, let's say they missed out on their first target and pivoted to him and then heard that price and said, we don't want to pay it. I get that. But you two made a very good point. The fact that he was their number 1 target from the jump before the World Cup even started, it looks a bit embarrassing. Similar to, I always bring my club into it, similar to what we did with Diamante, he missed out on the number 1 target. However, if I look at it from the flip side, I don't think I rate him, by the way. I've always rated Fernandes from Southampton days, but is he worth that? No. But considering the context that he was their number 1 target, I hear what you two are saying. I genuinely.
Yeah, but TTM, it was a bidding war. TTM says I don't think it was a bidding war though, Don. It's not like we went back and forth with Tottenham. It was only one offer from both
I hate
clubs.
when people do this, Don. Like these clubs, people need to understand, right? If you don't understand the world of football, clubs don't put in official bids because that takes paperwork and stuff. You've got to submit paperwork to proof of fund. There's all these different things that you do when you do bids, right? You don't just make a phone call and say, yeah, I'll bid 50 mil. Like that's verbal agreements. That's what clubs are doing constantly. They're speaking over the phone, trying to understand, look, we can go at this price. We're willing to go up to this price. So there's a lot of verbal bids that are made before official bids go in. Man United, and you said it yourself, Fabrizio Romano literally come out yesterday and confirmed Man United were willing to go up to 85 million pounds. They just didn't want to do that on guaranteed money. They wanted to go around 70, 75 guaranteed with 10 in add-ons. That was the problem. And people keep going, but we never bid. But there was loads of bids verbally, just want no official bid. And Spurs always planned to get it done on the first bid. Spurs were always working to just have one bid, official bid in, understand the price and get it done.
100%, bro. And before we even talk about like what you feel about Tonali, yeah, let's stick to the topic with United, yeah. Like, who do you man think would be a good replacement for Fernandes, that sort of profile? I don't want to hear Tchouameni right now because Tchouameni is more for Casemiro. Tchouameni and Fernandes are not the same profile. So who do you man think right now, realistically, the market would be a good replacement?
I would have said Anderson, but again, he's gone City now.
It's in the Premier League, generally it's hard because the midfield that position.
Not even the Premier League, but world football, bro. There's better midfielders right now watching the World Cup. So who do you man think would be a good replacement? George said he barely watched it. People are saying Alex Scott. A lot of people are saying Alex Scott, but again, that is another player that you're going to overpay for, bro.
He's valued at 80 million. This is what I don't get. Like, they say we don't want to pay 85 million for Fernandes, but you want to pay 80 for Scott. Come on, man. We're not being like, it's not making sense. He's older.
You're not being exactly. They're not being
You're paying for potential with Fernandes. You're not paying for potential with Scott. It has to work out with Scott. Like, he's already, 24, I think he is.
Do you know, there's a bad boy player, which we've been linked to him for about 3-4 years, and sometimes you got to ask yourself, why didn't a bigger club snapped him up? Yeah, he went from Gladbach to Roma, but Manu Kone is the truth. No one signed him.
Manu Kone is cold.
He'll be perfect for United, and if United get him, I'll be vexed. But I don't think they're linked to him, bro. I don't think they're linked to him, but I think he'll be a good profile. You've also got do you two see Camavinga more of a 6 or an 8?
Nah, he's an 8. He's an 8.
Yeah, he's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see him,
but he's got problems. He comes with baggage, man. His injury record stinks.
Yeah.
I love Camavinga, but bro, his injury record stinks, man. If you go and splash out on him, you're just taking so many risks. You know what I'm saying? You're taking so many risks, bro. But people here are saying they're saying Sangare. Mamadou Sangare, they're also saying someone else said Adam Wharton. Again, that's another player that you're going to be paying.
He's going to cost 9 figures.
100% he will. 100%. We're looking at Wharton too. We're looking at Wharton too, but he's going to be someone you have to overpay for too.
I actually think, Don, he's going to stay at Palace for 1 more year for the simple fact I don't think we're going to pay 9 figures. I don't think you're going to pay 9 figures. Because you need to understand, I'm not saying City ruined the market. I don't think you understand the butterfly effect this Elliot Anderson deal has. Every club now if your club has a player that they feel better than him, they're gonna say, "Hold on, Forest just got 160 million for him. We need more than that. We need more." You saw it more from Rodgers.
That's why I put a tweet out. Big up, Vase. Hackney's already gone to Everton, bro. I'm not sure if you saw, but he's actually gone to Everton now. So
he's a bully, man.
We're gonna see him now. Yeah, I remember when we played Middlesbrough with Poch. It didn't really impress me, to be honest, but that was years ago, so he might have got better since. But that's why I put a tweet out a few weeks ago, people. I said, bro, forget about this 100 million being for superstars. It is now for the players that teams deem to be one of the most important in their team, and it's gonna take a lot to replace them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going for so much money, bro. Because these players are not 100 million players. People have it in their mind. The 100 million players are still the Hazards and the Ronaldos and that.
Yeah, it's not.
Football moved on from that, bro. Football has now moved on from that.
I can't remember which journalist it was from the player. It might have been Ornstein or someone else, but apparently Villa come out and said, or a journalist spoke to representative Villa, and they literally said, because of the Elliot Anderson deal, we value Rodgers as we value Rodgers higher than that.
I think like the market's completely broken right now. Like it's finished, bro. Like, when you're looking at, like you said, any normal signing now is £80 million. Like this is where you're at £70 million just to replace her for a first team level player that's going to take you a step forward. It's £80 million, bro.
80 million, bro, just to talk. You know what I mean?
This is why I think man needs to shop in France, because I still think Ligue 1's the one league you can kind of get within an evaluation of 60 to 80 million. That's the only league, bro.
Dewsbury, what we say about Dewsbury? I think he's more of a 10. Like more of a 10.
I would have said Babaka Kamara, but he's obviously his knees out. He's one of my favorite midfielders in the league to watch. Like I think he's super cold, and he needs a move, man. I like Aston Villa, but he needs that big move to really get that recognition.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what United do. To be honest, I'm interested to see in it, because a lot of people like Terry, they've been going back and forth defending this. I hear it, bro. Like, okay, you've got PTSD because we all know that United used to overpay. When United come around, bare clubs know United tax time, we're gonna get extra. You know what I'm saying? Woodward, all of these, man, they're going to give us the extra bread because that's what Man United do.
We need them back.
So let's see. We need those brothers back in it. Let's see what they're going to do going forward, because now I'm seeing the market is great. There's all these players available. So let's go and see what they go and do. You know what I'm saying? I big up everyone that's here, man. We've got, nearly 350 people here. Make sure that you lot are smash up the likes. Make sure that you lot are subscribing to the channel as well. Jules, what's your take on Tonali, by the way? Because Tonali looks like is the next guy up. And just before you answer that, I was watching Sky Sports News the other day, and apparently Tottenham have offered this guy 275k a week. Yeah,
that's based on finishing in Champions League. He's up to that. So if Tottenham get Champions League position, he'll get a pay rise to that. Which obviously I think but you know what it is, Don? You've got to be serious as well. Like when we're doing these £100 million deals, the players are expecting their wage packet to come with, you know, what a £100 million player does come with, and that's 250k minimum. Like, you know, we've seen Premier League wages just a couple. I feel like right now it's not as bad. 5 years ago there was a point when all Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal were putting players on 300Ks a week, 350Ks a week. And that it was the norm for like a season or two to sign players at these levels. 275 is a lot of money. But again, like we haven't got Harry Kane or Son anymore. Harry Kane and Son used to command these. They were both on 250, 300K a week. When you haven't got star players like that around, you then have to bring those stars in. And you're allowed to go in and look, we're going to have, you bring in the levels of where they're at, you know, a couple of players at 250 plus, a couple at 200, and then the rest are around 100 to 100 and 100, 200. Like you, man, I'm pretty sure Chelsea's got it set up like that. There's only a few players in the team that break that barrier, and they're the ones that are most important. The Tonali deal, I actually saw this Hand of Arsenal, the Arsenal ITK. I don't know why they're reporting Tottenham news now, but they come out earlier and say people are going to be surprised when they see Spurs are willing to spend 90 to 100 million pounds on the deal. Yep. So, look, it's a lot of ambition. Again, we're going out there getting the job done. I'm again don't care about the money, so people can argue about the money with themselves, because ultimately we're getting another player that Spurs want. And you know, I can't lie. Tonali and Fernandes at the base of the midfield. We're gonna be having some serious conversations next season about Spurs, man. Like, as much as people want to try and do the banter thing, like when you footballing wise, that's a different level midfield with a Xavi, Maddison in front of them. Come on, man.
And do you know what, George? And this is for both your clubs, yeah, Chelsea and Spurs. People need to start reminding themselves. None of you have Europe, so I can see you to both your clubs having stronger Prem campaigns. But this is what I'll say, George, yeah. I think, look, I know there's still more work to be done. And I know the last 18 months to 2 years have been horrendous by them. But do you think Spurs fans now need to start giving Vinay and Lange a bit more credit? No.
It needs to take the Romz. They're in the gutter. These men have been in the gutter and they've got a long way before they climb out of that gutter, bro. 2 £90 million signings ain't gonna be it.
You gotta start somewhere, George. You
do, somewhere. And I said it yesterday. I said, say, look, maybe they were right when they said change was happening. I'm starting to believe, but there's still a long way to go before we actually see it. Like, it isn't. We didn't go fucking 3 years without signing a player. You know, 3 windows without signing a player. To then come back here and be happy that we've just started to spend money. Like, what they're doing now is what they should have been doing for the past 6 years that they've sold us on what they're doing. Spurs have had the highest ticket prices in the Premier League for however long with these performances, but we're not supposed to be spending like this. Come on, man. Like, what they're doing is, you know, at work, when like they introduce a new benefit, but it was already there. They're making it seem like it's a benefit now. That's what these men are doing. Like, oh, Spurs are now started spending 90 million. You was supposed to be doing that, bro. Don't act like this is like something I'm supposed to be happy about. This is the standard. So,
and do you know what, George? Some of your fans can't even use the excuse of, because I've seen some top Spurs fans saying still paying off the stadium. Like, didn't you pay that off seasons ago now? Like, you've not been in debt.
We are
still paying it off.
Yeah. Obviously, it was a £1 billion stadium, bro. So I think the finance is like a house finance. I think it's like 20 years or some shit.
I can't remember who I heard it from, but I heard that maybe 2 summers ago now that it was finally paid off.
Nah. We're paying like 20 million a year for like 20 years or some shit like that. I don't know.
Bro, fair.
Fab just tweeted this as well. Fabrizio just tweeted this. People said Tottenham and Newcastle remain locked in talks for Tonali. He remains the top target for Tottenham even after Fernandes deal done. Negotiations underway, and that's the impressive thing about this, people, because Fernandes and Tonali, because TTM mentioned earlier, aren't United allowed to work on multiple deals at once? Well, Tottenham are showing you that they're working on multiple deals at once at the minute. You know what I'm saying? So if they go and get this deal done as well, bro, that's gonna mudge you even more, TTM, if you're saying about working at once for multiple deals. And I don't even want to be, I just have to call it as I see it, people. Like I said, because Spurs are our babies, yeah. Spurs are Chelsea's babies, and Jules knows this, right? But I just have to be real with it. You know what I'm saying? I just have to be real about what I'm seeing these men doing right now. They're moving different. Let's be honest, people. They are moving different, and if they get Tonali done as well, that's going to be a very, very good signing, because everyone knows, bro, your midfield is your engine. If your engine is shit, your team can't do nothing. Your team cannot do nothing, bro.
If they sign both of them, #Volfarm. There are conversations. Spurs in that midfield now looks like one of the... Look, I'm not saying it's the best, but they're 2 good players, bro. And then, like you said, if a Maddison can stay fit, Kulusevski comes back from his injury, I rate Xavi Simons. Paulina, I rate. I know a lot of people...
Yeah, not Spurs. He won't be coming back. Paulinho won't be coming back.
Oh, yeah, because you had him alone.
Man said Paulinho won't be coming back.
Yeah. We're like... Do you know what? Thank you for last season. He done his thing, cool. But we've leveled up from there now. Let's respectfully. Like, we've got real midfielders in there. He was just there to chop down the trees, but now we've got players that can chop down the tree and plant the new thing. You know what I mean? Like,
that is hilarious. That is hilarious, man. But big up everyone that's here, man. A big up touchline for the raid as well.
Yeah.
There's a few people that said T.O. Lashes raid. Big yourself up, man. I see CFC Gamer. Don't worry. I was chatting to Romz backstage about you. Well, Romz brought you up.
CFC Gamer, yeah. When we get on to Portugal, do not run, because I told you about that OAP and the number 9. I told you, and you were trying to cook me. Listen, let me calm down. If it weren't the CFC Gamer, I think William Esteban, all of you Portuguese man in chat that are getting emotional, the truth hurts. And when Croatia knock you out, listen, I told you so. CTM, no, they were trying to cook me. They were trying to cook me that day.
I remember, bro. So yeah, we ain't got to World Cup yet, but we'll definitely talk about that, because there's a real serious question I want to ask Romz, and I think it's gonna get real uncomfortable for him, man. But big up everyone that's here. 84 likes, and we've got nearly 350 people here, man. Let's get to 150 real quick. Like I said, make sure that you lot are subbing to the channel. Make sure that you lot are checking out the sponsor, man. Jersey FC Soccer Shop, people. Don CFC at checkout for 20% off. Go show them some love, people, man. But let's move on to some Liverpool anyway. Jules, how long have you got, by the way? I know you said you got a cut after like half an hour.
Another 10, 15. No, I'll do, bro.
That's calm. I'll get your take on Liverpool as well, bro. But obviously we got the news the other day, Romz, about Diamonde. That Diamonde is a goner. I don't know what's happened to Jules. He seems to be a goner as well, bro. But he should be back in the set. But to be fair, listen, you're someone that was saying many times, yo, I don't think we should be paying anywhere near that. You were looking at him, and again, you're not someone that watched a lot of him, but you were like, bro, I'm watching him, and I'm not really convinced You were calling him Dear
Madueke.
Madueke and that. You know what I'm saying? So PSG came in the other day. It looks like he wants to go over there. And now it seems like Barcola is the guy that you're potentially going to be pushing for. But for me personally, bro, I'm looking at it and I'm like, Barcola's a good signing for the left. On the right, I know he's played them a few times too, but I look at Barcola more as a left winger. I feel like you need a specialist right winger, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, Don? Speak to most Liverpool fans. Chels is in the chat. I think KJ's still in the chat. They'll tell you a lot of us want to see Rio a regular starter next season. Don't give me he's 18. He will be 18, I think, in a few weeks. I think his birthday is in July. But don't give me he's 18 and that. If you're old enough, you're good enough, because we already saw him it come out at the end of the season that he was speaking to, well, not him, but his agency was speaking to Bayern and whatnot. Yeah. I think Andoni Iraola is one of his first jobs. Obviously, signed Munoz. That was probably his sign. I don't think that was a club sign. I think that's a player he wanted. But one of his jobs is to convince Rio. Like, I know there's cope in the fan base saying, Rio's not going anywhere. But I'm telling you, if you've got big clubs speaking to you, promising you certain things, and you're a sporadic, you know, FIFA like career mode. I've not played it in years. But you know, back in the day when you're signing a player, you give them the role: crucial, important player, starter, sporadic.
Sporadic.
If we're calling Rio a rotational, sporadic player, I think his head could be turned, bro. But I'll speak to most Liverpool fans. I think we want him to be a regular left winger. That's why the left winger market. Look, I know you need depth and whatnot, but I don't really want to sign a like starting left winger to block his route. And I know you need competition for places. I know all these buzz phrases, but I want Rio to be number one, bro. He's got the potential. You saw what he did back in the last season when Slot started to give him a bit more chances. You're right, Don. We need a specialist right winger. Mm-hmm. But then you just look at the right winger market. Ryan, I want, but we'll have to pay similar to Diamante. But I keep saying to people are like, he's only had 6 months in the Premier League. But 6 months experience is better than no months experience. Do you know what I mean? And the activation, I think his release clause doesn't kick into. Someone actually said January now. I don't think it's next summer. I think it's January 2027. But I think respectfully, it's still Bournemouth. If we was to front 80, 90 million, 20 million less than what we would have had to pay for Diamante, by the way, I think Bournemouth will still sell, bro. We've got a good relation with them. We've given them Solanke, we've given them Jordan Ibe, we've given them Ben Doak, they've given us Kirk. We've got a very good relationship with them. I think we had a starting bid of like 70 for Ryan, they'll reject it. If we up it again, I think he'll come to us. Jared Bowen, I think you mentioned it, Don, for your own club on Midday Live, and I was against it. I think you and LB were saying, but when I deep it now, I think he's 29. To have him as a stopgap for a year or two, experience, you know you're going to get between 10 and 20 league goals. He's playing with better players than West Ham. And now I wouldn't mind it, bro. I genuinely wouldn't mind it now. But
I've got another name for you, innit? I've got another name for you, yeah, because you know, I was going back and forth with my boys in my group chat yesterday, and they were moving mad when I mentioned this person's name. How would you feel about getting Nicolas Pepe with a younger player?
I'm the younger
player. Jules is laughing. Hey, bro, listen. Let me land in it.
Hey, wait. No,
we've already acknowledged. Let me set the scene, Jules. Let me set the scene, Jules. Let me set the scene, right?
Set the scene.
In an ideal world, people, yeah, you don't want to be looking at the Pepes. You don't want to be looking at the Ryan right now at their stage of their career. But let's talk about the reality that we're living in, because I feel like a lot of football fans don't like to live in the reality. They like to live in the ideal world. Me, I do the reality of what is going on right now. And the reality of what's going on right now is that the right wing market is dark. Yeah. You go through it.
You know
right
what's
now.
Mad about this, Don? I remember just 2 seasons people saying the left wing market was dead. And now the left wing market's supposedly good and the right wing's dead. I think the markets are both just not that good. And people are being far too picky on wanting there's only 3 or 4 world-class wingers in the world.
That's my point, Jude. You're making my point for me. For me, yeah, the only 2 players that can replace Salah is Yamal or Olise. Yeah. You're not getting there. So when you look at everyone else, yeah, I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to think outside the box. And I'm like, bro, right now, yeah, like Liverpool, for me, I feel like they need an experienced player to come and they need a young winger too. Now, you look at Pepe, again, people will laugh. They'll say, he fell off at Arsenal. He didn't do much there. You have to remember the context, bro. He joined Arsenal from a big price tag. There's a lot of pressure on him, yeah? He came with Emery. Emery wasn't great. Arteta didn't really fancy Pepe and whatnot, right? And he's moved on since then, bro. He's gotten older. I looked at his stats that he got in the Liga last season, bro. He got 18 GA last season, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's done all right in the World Cup as well. Like when he's come off the bench, he's actually looked good off the bench. He scored a brace the other day. Now, of course, in an ideal world, you don't want to be looking at Pepe. It sounds funny in that, but when you actually break it down and you see who's available in the market right now, I'm like, bro, Pepe right now would like Pepe. For me, yes, you're right. Demon, yeah, you're right when you say this. I would rather sign Bowen ahead of Pepe because he's more Premier League proven. I get that. I agree because I've even said Bowen for Liverpool for years. I'm just saying if they can't get Bowen, let's say Bowen goes somewhere else, to like a Chelsea, for example. I don't feel like Pepe is the worst signing, bro, because I just look at the right wingers and there's not that many, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many that are good like that.
I hear your logic, but we need someone for the future. I know you said and a younger player, but I still think we need experience that's in between the 25 to 29 bracket and a younger player. I think, and I'm not saying this is FIFA once you hit 30 or all of a sudden wash, but he's 31. I like the player, but nah, I wouldn't want him for Liverpool at the moment because essentially, look, and if LB said it yesterday on Midday Live, anyone after Salah's other than Olise and Yamal, which aren't attainable, is naturally a downgrade anyway. So then you have to look at your realistic options. For me, probably Ryan number 1, Bowen probably number 2. They're the 2 I want. And that says a lot because even though Bowen's Prem proven, he's not for the future. We need someone there that's going to be there for 4 or 5 years. We signed Victor Munoz, that's versatile, that can play either side. But again, I'm not going to act like I've watched him. I've not watched his
It's looking like it might be a 2 in 2 days.
Was there been another
bomber? I feel it like this. It's looking like the bomber's about to drop. I was hearing and seeing.
You see the eyes, yeah. But
hey, no, do you know what it is? Demartio also just come out and said the 100 million euros on the table, waiting for the reply. I think it might get.
Yeah, no, bro. You do them Beyonce concerts.
Hey, you remember we had the picture of Kudus and Gibbs White? Yeah. Now we got Tonali and Fernandes. Yeah, it's worked out finally. But sorry, let's go back to Liverpool. It caught me off guard, didn't it?
Spurs actually even bad, but yeah, bro. Done for me. Ryan number 1, Burn number 2, but. We've got Munoz that's versatile, but again, I ain't watched much of him. You know, naturally you'll get fans saying, "Oh, he's cold, he looks good, bro." Let's just be patient. Now, let's just see in it. But
how about Neto? How about Neto?
Chills. Come on, let's not. You know what? If this was 4 or 5 years ago, big up Callum from Coppish. They used to call him Callum Neto. He loved Neto, bro. If this was before you signed him, I would have been all for it. Not from what I've seen in a Chelsea shirt. He's having a decent World Cup, to be fair, but not from.
You don't think Areola would do something with him like up and down crossing? That's what Areola likes.
It's true, but do you know what, Don? Yeah, you mentioned a player. Again, before the Liverpool fans in chat going mad, I don't necessarily want this player in Yakubu Minte. However, I like Minte. See, I'm saying
Minte and Pepe, Minte and Bowen. You can't buy Minte as the main guy, bro. Like he still needs to develop.
But I just think, Don. I think Minte's end product ain't all that, but he's what, 23, 24? I think he's entering his prime. And one thing you've seen at Bournemouth that Areola's good at doing, whether it's Justin Kluivert, Ryan, Dango Otara.
Minte's 21, bro. Man said 23, 24. This guy's 21, bro.
21.
Yeah, it's young, bro.
Areola can improve his wide men. So even with this Victor Munoz stuff, you're going to get the fans that are very optimistic saying he's going to hit the ground running. The only bit of confidence I do have is Areola's a good coach. So even if Munoz doesn't hit the ground running straight away, maybe in a year or two, he can become more of a polished winger. But the chat is saying Sarr. Now, I would love Sarr because he always scores against us.
True.
That will be pricey. I think Palace, you already know.
That's your best signing. That's your best option. Like, me personally, I'm looking at this and saying you either go and do what Don said, you go and get an industrial player that's a goal scorer like a Bowen, who maybe isn't going to be the pretty 5-year plan, but he will get you going as a go-to option and he'll add goals to your team for the next season and the short term. Or and you sign a Yakubu Minte with him, or you go get a Sarr. And to be honest, I thought Sarr was a better option than Diamonde. You know, he's not the pretty choice. A lot of people want like this fancy, fast, and attacking winger. Rio brings that to your team. Rio brings the flair. He brings the proper wing play. You don't need another winger on the pitch to do that. You need someone else on the other side who's going to bring you just goals and, you know, good positional play, especially when you've got a winger like Rio. You need the winger on the other side to be hitting that back post so you get those tap-ins, that good movement. Bowen and Insar are two players that are literally known for being goal scorers in their team. They're so good at goal scoring. Their managers moved them closer to the goal. They put them as like second strikers.
George, you know what's mad with what you said as well, yeah? There was another player, he's probably going to go PSG as well, who we've been strongly linked with, and Arsenal, to be fair, is Akliouche. And a lot of our fans are saying, Iriola lacks direct wingers 1v1. He's more of a ball to feet inside forward. But like you just said with Rio, yeah, when you have two wide men, if one of them's inside, the other one can hold the width. Then you can switch play and you can stretch play. So I don't think it will be, again, it doesn't really fit what Iriola wants to do. However, I don't think having a inside forward on that right-hand side is the worst thing in the world, because I think it's going to give Rio more space to exploit, and he's going to hug the touchline even more, because no football club has two players hugging the touchline. That won't make sense, because then you're leaving too many gaps. But
this is what I was saying the other day, though, Romz. Yeah, like I'm even showing a graphic here, people, so you can see this is under 23 wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues, right? So on the left side, you've got the dribble success rate, and then on the bottom, you can see it's got big chances created. So, for example, Yamal, you can see Yamal's creating the most chances, and he's completing a lot of his dribbles. Diamonde, again, same thing, creating a lot of chances, and he's up there in terms of the dribbles. You look at Minte is again up there, and you know, I'm hearing a lot of Liverpool fans talking as if there's such a big quality difference, and I'm like, for me, if Minte was doing what Diamonde is doing in Germany right now for Leipzig, he would also have that big name tag on his name too, the price tag on his name too, right? Because he's young, he's black. Yeah, let's just get it right. He's black. You know what I'm saying? Black winger. You know what I mean? And it's Leipzig. Well, Leipzig, when it comes to the Premier League, bro, like George said earlier, there is always going to be a Premier League tax. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They always add a little bit extra because they know that is where the bread is. That's what happens. There's a different price for different players. You know what I'm saying? For different leagues, sorry. You know, so just some of these names here, Romz. Yeah, you've got Minte, Nusa's more of a left winger. Ahmad is not leaving, of course. You've got Alberto Molero. Is there any names on here that you recognize?
Oh, we're linked with. I'm gonna butcher his name. Bazuma, whatever Torre, the Ivory Coast player. We've been linked.
Bazuma Torre. He's near the bottom for dribble success rate, though.
I know.
I wouldn't take in too much of those numbers though, because I see two players there. That Sadel Maya, I've looked at him quite a bit. He looks good. He does look like a good little player. And I wouldn't have thought he'd be so low, but he's a more intricate, like ball to feet. Like you said, he's not a proper winger. I like that Sule as well. He's cold. Sule's cold, bro. I don't know. This graph is showing me that he don't look cold, but he's cold. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I'm not.
What does he play for?
Roma.
Roma, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't
like Don was saying,
I just feel like, honestly, when I'm looking at Minte again, he's not the final complete figure like Diamonde, but the way that guy crosses the ball, Romz, it's cash money, bro. I'm telling you. When he crosses that ball, dangerous.
You know what, Don? In terms of end product, I actually agree with you. When I've seen him put in crosses for Welbeck and whatnot for Brighton, he does look quite dangerous. But for me, it's more his end product. Sometimes the final pass won't be there or the shot won't be there. But however, this is what your coach needs to do. He needs to improve you. And you've seen when Ben Doak went Bournemouth, he had a good little spell. You've seen Atara, for me, from Brentford to Bournemouth, his game's gone up a bit. Clivert had one
Atara's another option. Atara's another option. Would you take Atara?
Nah, I wouldn't take Atara. If I had to pick out Minty and Atara, I'll pick Minty a bit more. For me, Atara is a bit too. You know what I was saying about Minty? He don't have end product really, but he's got a good cross here. For me, whenever I watch Atara, there's just nothing there at all. Not cross, not pass, not shot, nothing. But
there's really nothing going on, isn't it? Like you see him sometimes on FBL, he will return for you, and then he's just nowhere to be seen.
And then he's just 5 game weeks, just blank. But what I will say is, listen, one thing why I'm excited about my manager coming in, though, he's good, specifically wide players, he's good at improving them. And you've seen it the last 2-3 years. He's good at improving.
So let me even show you this one. Let me even show you this about Minte as well, yeah? So where is this, bro? When I speak about the crosses, right? Again, I'm looking at the profiles and what Iriola likes. Iriola loves guys that can cross the ball. Top 5 league wingers and attacking mid crosses. Look at this, bro. This guy just slams them in, bro. Left foot, bah. They just go and the way that they get whipped in, is dangerous, bro. And one thing I like about Minte as well, is that he's got a knack for sniffing danger in the box. He's got very good movement in the box, but his issue, again, like Romz has said, is the end product. But once he gets that on lock, bro, he'll be a serious guy because he knows where to get himself. He knows the areas to get himself in the box. It's just that he can be a little bit, I'm there now, shit. You know when you go a bit, I think I've scored the goal before I even shoot. That's what happens with it. He gets a bit starry-eyed, doesn't it? He gets a bit starry-eyed.
Do you know what? Like, even hopefully Isak can stay fit, but if you see a lot of Isak's goals for Newcastle, a lot were on the transition, but he scored some bad boy headers. Like the way Murphy was whipping them crosses and sometimes Gordon, that's a good shout, Don, because Isak loves the ball in the air. You saw the header against Arsenal as well, the season before last. He loves a header. I think he even scored a header against you lot at the Bridge one year, Don, or it might have been at St James. I can't remember.
Minte, bro, the season that just went, he whipped in a cross for who was it for?
No, I'm on about Isak. I'm on about Isak. I think he scored a header at the Bridge or St James Park. One of them. Scored a good one. But you're right, Minte. You know what's mad, Don? As much as I get onto him, now I'm actually deep in it. Whenever I've watched Brighton, when Welbeck's up top, etc., right, or it'll be like a Jorginho Rutter. Bro, Mente's crosses are dangerous. I'm actually deep in it. Him and sometimes a Dingo can put in a mad cross as well. But Mente. But again, I'll be real, Don. He's like my 3rd or 4th choice. But if we was to get him,
for me, I'm just sharing all of this because I keep hearing some Liverpool fans talking like there's a big gap between Diamonde and him. Again, pre-assist, Diamonde is there on 4. Minte was sitting on 4 at one point, bro, last season, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
and again, Don, relationships.
It's just one's got a bigger name as it is.
Relationships are key as well. Like I said about Bournemouth, we gave Brighton Milner. They gave us McAllister. Again, there's a rapport there. I might even be forgetting an extra player, but there is a rapport there. Do you know what I mean? So clubs prefer clubs that they've negotiated with before as opposed to clubs that they haven't. That's why I know Georgie said Ismaila Sarr's perfect for us, but we all know negotiating with Steve Parish, it's not the one, bro.
And they're losing. It looks likely they're going to lose Lacroix. They could lose Wharton too, depending on the domino effect for Enzo. But sell it. That's him selling.
That's the thing, though, Romz. Wouldn't you agree, though? They've shown themselves to be a very selling club. Previously, when they had Zaha and that, it was like they never used to sell much. But in the last 2-3 years, they've sold all their big players as long as they get good fees.
But then, George, what they
in the same summer, though, George.
They don't normally sell in the same window because even deep it, Gahey was January, and then remember a lot of clubs wanted Olise and Zaha at the same time. Zaha went first. Then a lot of clubs wanted Olise and Eze at the same time. He would always sell one big one at a time. It would never be all in the same summer.
No,
you know
it's a slight bomber here as well. Forrest and Victor Pereira could not continue together for the upcoming season. Understand there is movement behind the scenes, and Forrest and Pereira could be gone. What's going on there, bro? This guy here, the mafia boss they've got in charge here, bro. It's like he just falls out of everyone.
I think they're going to go down. I think they're going to go down now, man. Wolfie, enjoy your last season in the Premier League if you're watching this, bro. I think it's their time to go down now. Like, Forrest, that team just piss you off. They never used to, but you have to hear Wolfie week in, week out. And this mafia guy just thinks he could just run everything.
Yeah,
bro, he's moving mad, bro. He's moving mad.
I'll be honest. I'm literally just messaged Wolfie straight away, and the guy's just laughing. Like he don't even care. He don't even care that this is happening. Me, I'd be screaming. Like how opium, of course. Like, and I don't get like what Nottingham Forest's plan is. Like every year you want to sign 12, 13 players.
Facts.
Every year you want to get a new manager to set a new project. And then every year it's let's sack this manager because the guy is clearly, to me, Marinakis just seems like a guy that's got an ego problem. He seems like a guy that maybe have like a drink problem or something. You know, them bipolar guys start drinking, they're hangover now. He's pissed off. He's like, have an argument with the manager. He's like, do you know what? Fired. You're fired. You don't care.
Oh, George, you know what's not George? They might just be sitting in their office and they just want to be like, you know what, call this guy. I want to get onto him. Like this meeting.
He's that vibe. Bro, he seems like them type of guys, yeah. He'll fire the manager. The manager will just come back the next day because he will speak to Marinakis' PA, and the PA will say, don't worry about it, man. Don't mind what he said. Ignore him. He seems like that type of guy, innit? And the next day, oh, sorry. He'll come with some Greek Greek coffee, and I was saying, I was like, oh, sorry, but yesterday I just, my daughter was just, them guys there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what he seems like to me. He just seems very impulsive, and he just tell you to shut up and get out of my face, and the next day you'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? But certain man ain't got the patience, bro. You know what I mean? Nuno didn't really have the patience for this guy, bro. And it seems like Pereira ain't got the patience either. You know what I'm saying? But let me read some of these super chats real quick, yeah? TTM says cope about the United thing earlier. And then Wire says, don't you find it weird that Neto was injury prone before Chelsea move? He couldn't crack 20 games and then went back-to-back 50 games. Hey, I'm happy I've got Romz here because me and Romz...
Thank you. I'm just about to... Don, do you remember when you signed him? And remember, a key word, I know someone just asked, Chels said earlier he still got stocks in Neto. Chels asked if I want Neto. I'm saying no. But Don will tell you, I was thinking that accent was Indian, bro.
I don't know why I did India. I don't know why I did Indian. Do
you remember when you signed Neto, and I used to rate Neto, most people, not even me, most people used to rate Neto at balls. I said to you, Don, everyone's like, yeah, but the thing is, it's a natural. When your rival sign a player, I think you kind of, even if you rate the player, you try and get a jab in here and there. And I defend him. I said, look, people are acting like signings can't all of a sudden improve their fitness. Everyone's like, yeah, but he's going to break down straight away. Look, like this super chat said from 9 Wire, I hope I pronounced that well. He's literally playing all the time now. Even Haaland, the revisionism is mad. Someone said to me Haaland weren't injury prone before he went to Man City. I said, bro, look at his record at Dortmund. This guy would get injured often. Haaland's first 18 months at Man City, obviously he got a big injury. I think he missed 2 months last season when we won the league. But bro, his first year, I don't think he missed the game, bro. So people need to understand, just because the players had a history of being injured, sometimes your fortunes can just change. You can go to a new club and just stay fit. Do you know what I mean?
You know what's so crazy? He's literally had, a knock. That's it. The whole time he's been here, because I remember Romz was like, oh, yeah, should sign Neto. I said, bro, the thing about Neto, I'm trying to stay away from these injury-prone guys. Because if you guys remember, when we signed Neto, that was the summer after we had Poch. He joined in Maresca's first season. So I was like, bro, why are we going to sign this guy when we've literally had every week it's this guy's injured and that guy's injured and that guy's injured. We're bringing Neto, this guy won't last. But, props to him. He's been able to stay fit, and props to the club because we changed our whole backroom staff. By the way, Jules, have you changed your backroom staff, bro? Because, boy, them guys are going to, you can't be having them injuries again, bro.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't seen any big reports surrounding it. I would hope so. Innit? It's one of them ones. I hope they made the change, but I can't be too.
That's the man, the Kodak. I hope so. Bro, you would have known. You would have known if you had changed your medical staff, because I'm seeing.
No, you know what it is? They have been saying. They keep saying there's bare changes going on at Tottenham. You know them ones, bare things behind the scenes. But I don't think that. I think Spurs have slowed down with reporting on every single change because they know the fans aren't believing it till they see it. So they're not doing mass. We've hired this person, constantly on the website and stuff. So that's all I think it is.
What I will say is, George, your backroom staff probably have changed because it's very rare for a new manager to come in and keep the previous backroom staff. Like even us, it got announced 2-3 days ago that Ariel is bringing his backroom stuff from Bournemouth with me.
But the thing is, though, the backroom stuff is different to the injury team, bro. Like the medical team.
Oh, you meant medical? My bad.
The medical team is completely different. And I can't lie, Jules. In the day of Fabrizio and Ornstein, them things, when they get changed, they get reported now. There's no way they get reported. Everyone knows who
they'll report the new doctor in that. I see something with Arsenal the other day. Arsenal's was it set piece? Someone from Arsenal cut.
Bro, I'm like, Arsenal are changing their man. Arsenal, their performance analyst is gone. They've got their medical guys gone. They're changing that as well. Arsenal making a lot of changes. So, boy, that could affect them in a negative way, or it could help them. It could go either way. So we'll see what happens. Pick up yourself, D1, because I can see you in the chat. We'll see what happens there. Tanzino says next season, whoever cops Nico Paz superstar. I think he'll probably go back to Como, man. I think what's happening with that? Is it?
He has. He's confirmed.
It's gone back in it. It's gone back there now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a mad deal because they didn't pay the £60 million. They paid a market value, but they've also agreed some mad buyback clause as well. Real Madrid have basically still got control of him. If they want him, they'll get him back as soon as he's back. Good,
that was a done deal, man. I think he didn't want to go anywhere else because he wanted to go on loan at first. They were like, nah, you better buy him, bro. You know what I'm saying? You better buy this guy, man. But people still got 377 people here, man. Make sure that you lot smash up the likes. Make sure that you lot are subbing to Jules. And as always, make sure that you lot are checking out the sponsor, Jersey FC Soccer Shop people, Don CFC at checkout people. So go check them out. Romz, I ain't going to beat around the bush, my friend. Yeah? I ain't being around the bush. Who's the best player in the world, my friend? And why is it not Olise?
I said not Olise. For me, it's still Yamal. Bro, Olise, he's doing his thing, bro. He's ridiculous. But that performance last night, I know Mbappe's going to get the plaudits. Barcola, good finish. But you just appreciate that number 10 performance yesterday because he was a joke, bro. His way of pass, the assist. He was unfortunate not even to get on the score sheet himself. For me, it's still Yamal. Well, to be fair, someone said it's Messi. As long as Messi still played, I hear that as well. But Olise's different, Don. He's different, bro. He is different. But you know me and Lamine, bro. Like for me, the reason why I have to say it's Lamine because Lamine is 5 years junior to this guy, and is doing what Olise's doing, bro. So for me, it will still be Yamal.
It's got to be like Yamal. I remember watching this guy his first ever game when he played a friendly against Spurs, and I was like, bro, this kid.
Yeah, because he played them that time.
It was his first ever game was a friendly against Spurs, and I remember I think he either scored or got an assist because he was blowing down the right wing, took on like 4-man, and then done a mad thing. And I was like, yo, what's this kid? I thought from that point of just seeing him a couple games, I said this kid was like way better than Saka already. I was saying these things like, and this was Saka top, and that wasn't just statement. This is 2 seasons ago, Saka when he was at his level. So I still think Yamal is the best player just based on he's maintained his talent level, quality level, improving, and like he said, what Olise is doing is amazing. I rate Olise. I love like the persona. I love the way he is, but he's not Yamal, bro. What he was playing in Reading, respectfully, QPR whilst at Yamal's age. Like there's levels to the game of being a top player. Yamal's just generation.
You know what is with Yamal? Do you know when I knew? I first said he's the best player on the planet. Yeah, as much as he done that thing against you lot, in that friendly, we also saw Ansu Fati doing stuff like this. So I said, you know what? Yamal looks cold, but let me give it more time. For me, it was the Euros, bro. To be 16 or 17, Rabiot comes out saying, oh, he's a good player, but can he do it when it matters? Bang, semi-final goal. And an assist against England in the final for Nico Williams. I said, you are 16, 17 years of age. I think 16 at the time, correct me if I'm wrong. And you're doing...
Yeah, I think 16, 17, yeah.
And you're doing that. And then on top of that, most El Clasicos, he done his thing. I remember there was an El Clasico, I think 2 years ago, at Camp Nou, and I don't even think he got GA, but if you just watch the game, he was doing loads. So for me, as good as Olise is, Yamal's going to be number one for the foreseeable.
And what people are also forgetting, Romz, is Yamal has actually been the difference between Barcelona becoming better than Real Madrid again. There was a good 7-year period where Real Madrid were just ahead of Barca. Yamal was the only reason they leapfrogged Real Madrid because of how good he was and the little core that they've got with their young players. Like, I think Yamal's just... Don't get me wrong. I do think Yamal has to, and at least he hasn't either. That's the thing. Club football, one of them needs to take their team to a Champions League. Has to be done. But
I mean,
like that's you don't judge the players just on doing that, innit? I think Yamal's just, and whoever does that first will give them a good head start to the Ballon d'Or. But I think Yamal,
you know what it is, yeah. I hear what you're saying.
He's going to go to Mbappe though. If France win this World Cup, it's probably going to Mbappe. Like that's probably going to happen.
I don't know, man, because he didn't win anything for Madrid, did he? He didn't win anything, did he?
Bro,
so that won't really go.
Yeah,
man. I don't know if the World Cup by itself will be enough, though, man.
No, but let me propose this to you. Yeah? If he finishes top goal scorer, because him, Haaland, and Messi, that race is looking mad at the moment. If he finishes top goal scorer for France, let's say he scores in every round and wins the World Cup, regardless of what he did at Real Madrid, World Cup holds so much weight. I can see, and he's French. Ballon d'Ors are French, that kind of organization. I can just see the bias swing to his way, bro.
I can see him being on the podium. But then again, you got Dembele. Dembele could win it again.
Oh yeah, because he won Champions League. He
won the Champions League back to back, bro. He could win it again.
He's been in, bro. The guy played like 20 games all year. Like it's madness that Dembele even won the French league player of the season.
You know what?
It didn't make no sense.
Do you know what, George? You make a good point. That's why when my bitter fan base, the ones that wanted Diamande, said, "Oh, he's not even going to play at PSG anyway." He's going to start a lot of their League R games. They normally rest the front three for the Champions League game.
Yeah,
But
bro, it can legit go to Olise as well, because I know Mbappe is scoring the goals here, but people, this is not a joke, bro. Yeah, Olise right now has got 5 assists in his first World Cup. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think the most. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think the most the players got in the World Cup, right? All time is 9 from like an individual player. Let me just check here. So
9
top assist list in the World Cup.
The World Cup used to have less teams, so that's like 9 in what 5 or 6 games, about 6 or 7 games, bro. That's
look at this here. Look at this here, bro. Yeah. So number 1 is Messi again. So Messi's got 8 assists. He's joined first with Maradona. Yeah. Number 3 is number 2. If you're looking at that, is a guy called Lip Barski, used to play for Germany. Lato is Polish, got 7. Beckham's got 6.
Big mama.
Yeah. Beckham's actually got 6. Pele's got 6. Muller has got 6. Totti's got 6. Hasler's got 6. So right now, yeah, Olise just needs 1 more assist and he'll be 5th on that list, joint 5th with the likes of Pele and this guy in his first World Cup. Yeah.
Do you know what's on? I agree with you. It can go to Olise, 1 Bundesliga or whatnot. I think what Bayern got to, was it semis of the
Champions? He was the player of the Bundesliga player of the year as well. He got to semis. You know,
bro, look how many.
It could fault him. The only thing is, Romz, is just like, I do think when you're at like a club like Bayern, your club, you know, your league trophy don't really matter too much.
Yeah,
that's the problem. But I can see it go, because Olise's had like a breakout year. I won't say breakout, but it's really been a year where everyone across world football has recognized Olise as being one of the best players. So I think now is like the time where he might get the Ballon d'Or, because
bro, you know it is, yeah. Like I get what you were saying about. I get what you lot were saying about Yamal, and obviously, you know, the age that he broke through at Barca and what he's done from a young age. He's not even 19 yet, and look what he's done already, bro. I get that, right? But we can't put Olise down for being born in England, for one, and for playing for the team that he did, because everyone's career in football is different, right?
Yeah, fact.
But if you go look at what Olise was, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at what Olise was doing to grown men when he was at Reading, broski, it's no surprise that he went to Palace. Yeah, and we know Palace, they go to the Championship and they get the ballers out of there, bro. They get Wharton out of there, they get Eze out of there, they get Olise out of there, right? He was cooking up. And let's be real, if Olise was playing for Barcelona with that same level of ability, in that time period, like you're saying, George, yeah, where they were basically mudded, he would also be a player.
I agree. I don't dispute any of that, but I think obviously we have to take it for the facts, innit? We can't obviously do the hypothetical. He is like 5 years. When you're 5 years older than a player and performing at a similar level, that can't just be like dismissed, especially when he's had that whole time he's had the experience, innit? He's built up that experience through Championship, got to the Premier League, bossed the Premier League, now went to Bundesliga, now has got to Champions League. Like, he's taken steps to get to that level. Yamal was already at that level from 16, bro. He stepped into the game at the level, innit? So like, it's
that's where he was. That's because of where he was already at Barcelona, bro. Like, Olise wasn't there.
You know what? Shout out. I'm not just trying to pop him down here, because I actually agree with you, Don. I think France's best player has been Olise. And Mbappe will get
it has been Olise. When he made that shift, from right wing to the middle, bro, everything has been going through him. He's made the most through balls so far in the World Cup as well. Like, everything is literally going through him. Bro, the assist to put it through man's leg yesterday. What are we doing here? The legs, bro, like, it's mad.
What I will say, crazy. The only reason why I think we're doing a bit too much on this Ballon d'Or, because I agree, Olise definitely stakes his claim, especially if France win the World Cup. But I'm sorry, I think it's as simple as this. Captain of your country, you're probably going to... It looks like he's going to score in every round. And if he finishes top goal scorer as well, bro, and you win your second World Cup, big up, Jules, and you win your second World Cup, all eyes look like they point to Mbappe. But you know, Touchline said something the other day, and I didn't believe it. Then he went through a lot of his big games. The only thing I'll say about Olise, yeah, and I didn't know this till Touchline proved it to me, yeah, because I didn't believe him at first. I didn't know it, I didn't believe it. But apparently, Olise's big game record for club and country isn't, obviously he's not played for France for too long. He's not been in many major tournaments, but apparently his big game record ain't all that. So I think now this,
of course, Touchline's gonna say that, because every time that he would buck United, he would make it look like he's on a Nike advert, bro. Remember what he did to them, man, there at Selhurst Park, bro. Like what he did to Casemiro on that. Every time he would buck United, he loved to, bro.
Wait, I just clocked. I actually
You
just
forgetting
thought
that.
you're right. And by the way, Wally Wilder in the chat, you're saying Yamal Glaze, he's the best, bro. So if you don't like the Yamal Glaze, you don't have to watch. But Yamal is, in my
And the thing
opinion,
is, yeah, like, end
I'm
of
not
the day,
saying
Rob,
Don's
yeah,
opinion, but in my opinion.
no, bro, for me, I kept saying
Quickly.
Yamal's the best in the world, yeah. But bro, as it is right now, I think Olise just edges it. It
That's
could be a
the-
bit of
and,
recency bias. I think it just edges it. But go on, go
You
on.
know, that's the beauty of it. Like, we can all have our different opinions, but for what Wally Wilder to say he's not the best in that, and at age 17, you're basically putting your nation on your back and you win a Euros, bro, on top of La Ligas, on top of dunking on. I think he dunked on Real Madrid that 3 times that season as well. That Inter performance last year, and again, we live in a era of, oh, did he get GA? He got no GA, but for all of us that watched that 90 minutes of Yamal, you saw he was on both legs. Again, this is the beauty of football. Don thinks Olise at the moment is a bit better than him. For me, it's Yamal, but we love this. Wally Wilder, bro, Musiala broke through at 16, but what's Musiala doing now, bro? It's literally that, and it's unfortunate because he got that injury, which is unfortunate, but Yamal's him. And you know what, actually, I love this. For people that don't think he's the best, just wait and see. Because I know a lot of people rate him, but he's going to start doing stuff that make you think there's no one better than this. The only guy I can hear above him is Messi, because that guy's not human. Messi's still doing things at 39.
Yep. And the thing is, yeah, like United says, why do people have to push down Lamine to praise Olise and vice versa? Bro, that's what I'm saying. You ever heard me disrespect Yamal? Because Yamal is still up there, isn't it? Top 300%, maybe even top 2. Maybe he's still the best in the world. I'm just saying what I'm watching from Olise right now. Again, it could be a bit of recency bias because Yamal's been injured and whatnot. He hasn't really hit off as of yet, but Olise is moving crazy, bro. Right? And again, what helps him here is the fact that we have seen him in the Premier League in a team that wasn't possession style, bro. It was very much give the ball to the other team, low block settings, and this guy's still putting up ridiculous numbers, bro. The season before he left, so 23-24 was his last season in England, right? That season, Olise got.
Don, can you put up Ade's comment? I'm listening, but put up Ade, bro. You're the best, bro. It's at this one.
Yeah, here we go.
This is another big thing as well.
Yeah.
I've got more respect for players that are playing with players not as good. So, and I know it's not Olise's fault, by the way. Like, he picked France and he's with all of the talent. But Olise has got a Ballon d'Or winner with him as well. He's got Mbappe that's probably going to win a Ballon d'Or. You've got Doué, one of the best up-and-coming players. You've got Barcola, one of the best up-and-coming players. You've got Tchouaméni around you. If Yamal juggling with Oyarzabal, Dani Olmo, and these guys, they're not the caliber of the French team. That's why I respect Yamal even more. But back to the chat you put on before, Don, you're spot on. Yeah. I'll never put down Olise to bring. I wanted Olise at my club. Like Don said, the only player that could probably replace Salah is either of them.
Olise or Yamal.
I think Olise is cool. And Don, one thing I give to Don's rated Olise for time. Man wanted. There's guys wanting to fight Don for calling Olise better than Saka 3-4 years ago, bro. Don's been rating Olise from early, bro. But
yeah. And if you go look here, the season before he left, bro, the guy played 1,277 minutes, for Palace. He played 19 games in the league. Man scored 10 goals, 6 assists, bro. Right? 16 GNA in not even a lot of minutes, really, for someone like him. You know what I'm saying? If you go check how many chances he created that season, he was going crazy. Season before that, okay, he didn't score as many goals, but he got 11 assists. Yeah, you talk about the facilitating. Who do you think's more of a better creator, Romz? Like, what would you say, like, in terms of if you break down their attributes? Yeah, who do you think's like a better creator? Who do you think's a better goal scorer out of the two?
For me, this is my opinion. I think before I answer that, Don, quickly though, Wilder must have said that Olise's done it in 2 most competitive leagues in the world. Bundesliga is not competitive. I don't know where you're getting this from. Bayern Munich, I think, won it 10 years in a row, bro. Other than Leverkusen, that's not competitive. And
what helped is we've seen him do it in the Prem. So you can't say Bundesliga tax. We know the Bundesliga.
No, I'm not saying Bundesliga tax. I'm just correcting Wilder. Wilder said he's done it in the 2 most. Prem's one of them. I would probably say La Liga's the other one because La Liga, it could be Barca, it could be Madrid. Bundesliga, you know, it's Bayern before balls got kicked. And this is the argument people used to use for the Messi and Ronaldo debate. Oh, Messi's not, when he was at Barca, Messi's not done it in the Prem. But every time he come Champions League, he would dunk on every Prem team. This is why I need Yamal to dunk on Premier League teams. Because you remember that old saying, Don, can Messi do it on a rainy night? Can Messi do it on a rainy night in Stoke? And do you know what's funny? Touchline read a stat. Apparently, Ronaldo never scored away at Stoke. It's mad. That was funny. But what I will say is, I don't like that argument. You don't not done it in the Prem, because I think Waldo, big up Wally Waldo, by the way, for being here. But I think you might be one of them Prem fans that think you have to do it in the Prem. A lot of the greatest players that we've ever seen, Zidane, R9, Ronaldinho, Messi, Neymar, all these guys, Maradona, they didn't touch England. So I don't like this idea that you have to come to the Prem to prove that you're the best. But what I will say in this argument, the Premier League's been probably the best league in the world, or most competitive, for maybe the last 10, 15 years now. The fact Olise has done it in a Prem, it does give him a bit more leverage in the argument. I can accept that.
100%. No, I'm not hearing no one saying, oh, Olise is in the Bundesliga though. No. We've already seen man in the Prem for Palace. And are you man hearing
I hear that.
Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? We've seen him here, bro. TTM says if Chelsea got Olise instead of Palmer, they would have got way more, not just one little breakthrough. Bro, people like to do this about Palmer.
Don't sleep on Palmer. Palmer will be back, I'm showing you.
Palmer was good in his second season too, but by his standards, because he did a mad thing in his first season, man, we're looking at 15 Premier League goals and he should have even got way more than 7 assists. They're looking at that like, oh, it's not good, bro. Palmer in the second season was just below his first standard, innit? You know what I mean? And that first year in the Prem, what Palmer did, bro, that's one of the best debut seasons we've seen in the Premier League.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
In general,
you know what I was saying, Don? I was calling the best player in the league. I was doing the category.
He wasn't at that point though. Like, man was putting up over 40 GNA with no Europe. Crazy. I'm telling you, if we didn't have Palmer that season, I promise you, Romz would have been in the relegation fight, bro. Because Poch was not, bro. What Poch was doing to that team,
do you know what I would say, Don? Don, I've still got more faith in a Palmer than Foden, because you know my standpoint. It don't matter who you play for. No top player should be having back-to-back 2 seasons yet, 2 bad seasons. But Foden has now had 2 bad seasons. Palmer, it's been 1.5. He's not had 2 bad seasons yet. What I will say, Don,
it's been one bad season. It's been one bad season, bro. Palmer, that season that Palmer had,
25.
No, that season that Palmer had in his second season, right? I think he started the season off really well. Second half of the season, he was still creating mad chances. It was his finishing that was bad. His finishing was horrible. Like, he was missing so many chances. I'm like, yo, Palmer, how are you doing this? Yeah. But in terms of creativity, he was creating even at a higher rate than his first season. But what's man supposed to do if he's got Jackson? Like, him and Enzo were the most creative duo in the Premier League, bro. And they didn't have 10 assists. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I was looking at Palmer like, okay, you're still creating, but brother, your finishing's not been good. Your performances haven't been as influential. But that second season he had, Romz, there's so many players in the Prem that will never touch that in their career in the Prem.
Yeah,
it's as simple as
that. Bro, Don, you ain't got to explain this to me because you know how much I rate him. But what I will say, all right, cool, let's go by what you said. He's had 1 bad season. Because I actually remember 24-25 started off well and he went through a little dip.
That's what he scored that hat against Brighton in the first half and that, bro. That's the
and
season.
And then even towards the end of the season, the assists against Betis in the final, I think he got 2 assists, then PSG. So you're right. You know, it's been 1 bad season, yeah? But I always say 2 bad seasons in a row for any top player. Like, you lot think I'm just doing this for Palmer. If Isaac and Verts have a bad season this year, I want them sold. You heard it here first. I'm sorry, if you're put on a pedestal and you're supposed to be rated at a certain level, you can't be having 2 bad seasons in a row as a top footballer. You can't. One, we've seen it happen. Don, you know, one of my favorite ever players in Eden Hazard had a stinky season, come back and won the league the next season. Yeah. What I will say is it's rare to see a good player have 2 bad seasons. If Palmer don't have a good season this season, then bro, I'll start asking questions.
He needs to rise. He needs to rise because at the end of the day, Xabi Alonso is gonna demand a lot from this guy, bro. Right? And when we're with the type of players we're looking to bring now, it looks like we're bringing some starters into the team. So naturally, the level of the team should rise, innit? All these guys that don't want to be here no more, that culture, bro. Hopefully, it should mean that Palmer, mentally he elevates himself.
Dylan AFC, you know what? I'm actually being harsh because Isaac had no preseason and he had a horrendous injury. I'm more on Verts because, Don, I'm going to be honest with you. You know how much I rate Verts, but he's starting to piss me off, bro. Even for Germany. that Paraguay game, to be fair, he was creating chances and Havertz weren't putting it back in it. But I think a lot of people do, because we ain't even spoke about that Germany-Paraguay game.
Let's talk about Germany now. That's a great segue. That is a great segue. Yeah. I want to get your take on Klopp because I know you ain't got long as well. Yeah, man. Like, what's your go? Carry on what you were saying, brother. We can talk about.
I'll just say quickly. With Verts, I think is one extreme to the other. Did he have a poor game against Paraguay? No. Did he have a great game? No. For me, he was a 6 or 7 out of 10. Yeah,
6-2.
because, bro, I ain't seen that run in time. But, bro, for me, some of my fan base think, this left midfield stuff, put him in a 10, bro. This left midfield stuff's not working. He assisted Havertz, and he put 2 chances on the plate for Havertz again, and Havertz fluffed them. So for me, he was creating, but he still needed to do more because he was getting dispossessed a lot. And TTM, I'm not selling my work stocks yet, but I'm saying if he has another bad season, I'm sorry, bro. You cost 160 million. Like, you cost that. But I have this energy for every top player, though. It's not just my own. Every top player. Like Phil Foden, I still think there's a footballer there. But 2 bad seasons now, I can't defend you anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could give a season a blight, innit? But after that, it's like, brother, yo,
yeah,
I can't
brother,
fight in the battle no more, bro. You know what I mean? I can't.
Because do you know what, Don? Four Premier Leagues. I remember the last one they won, he got Player of the Year. I'm scoring goals at Bernabeu and whatnot. I said it plays like a cutie.
I say he plays like he does though. Bro, but the thing is, yeah, when I said again, people, yeah, when I was looking at Verts, I'm like, bro, this guy is very similar to Dewsbury Hall, you know. They thought I was just like trying to troll. I'm actually not trolling, bro. When I watched Dewsbury Hall and Verts, yeah, the way they move, the way the mechanisms, people were laughing when I said, yo, they even wear low socks, right? I'm telling you now, people, watch Dewsbury Hall and watch Verts. The way they play is so similar, but the other one didn't cost over 100 million. And Dewsbury Hall, ironically, people were laughing at this, yeah? Dewsbury Hall had a better season than him. Had a better season than Verts. Yeah, bro. I put a tweet out about this. Yeah, let me even go on my Twitter right now.
This is what I mean. Man, I need to start trusting my eyes because I've got the tweet from 2022 when I said he would fit the English quota. He's a Klopp player. I wanted Dewsbury Hall before he even went to Chelsea, bro. I've been rating Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I put a tweet out, yeah, and this is probably done.
PFC, you're on banner, bro. Man said I was glazing Diamante. I didn't want him.
This is one of my most numbers, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, look, see. I even put this out here. People thought I was trolling at the time because obviously this was at a time where Dewsbury Hall just came and obviously his reputation got a bit mashed up from Chelsea, innit? But he's a player. And look how many, bro, look, got 15k likes, 1 million views. People thought I was joking. I was literally putting up the thing here. Like, bro, this guy plays like Verts. I'm telling you, watching closer, he legit plays like Verts, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, Romz, yeah, like Verts next season, bro, with Iraola now, with Champions League football again. He's had that year now in the Premier League, broski, right? I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, he plays better for Germany. He plays better for Germany. You know what I'm saying? He better rise because you paid a lot of money for this guy, right? As much as he might not be worth that much money, you paid a lot of money for that guy, bro. And this season, he needs to be that driving force through the team. He can't just be a little, just hiding. You know what I mean? Just hiding behind people.
Do you know what it is? If he has another bad season, I'll start treating him like Foden. Like, I think if Verts leaves, I still rate you as a player. But you know when you start getting into conversation and debates, that's when I stop defending you. I still rate Foden as a player, but I can't be putting you in conversation anymore because you've had 2 bad seasons. Do you know what I mean? The same with Verts. If Verts has a bad season, I want him sold. Does it mean I don't rate the player? No, it just means I'm sorry we paid all this money for you and you're not giving us a return on our investment. But this is what I will say about Verts, yeah, what a lot of rival fans won't identify. His first season, and I'm not excusing his bad performances, by the way, but you had an Adrian Salah and you had a Gakpo. If you look at the Bayern Leverkusen team, he had runners, he had Grimaldo, he had plays at Boniface.
Yeah, Frimpong. I mean, Frimpong again, though.
Yeah, but Frimpong was in and out the team. Now, if this is why I pray Rio's our starting left winger, or even if we don't get Rio, we get a Barcola and that. And the other side, you have Munoz or a Minte or whatnot, whoever we get. I think now under Iraola, we'll have runners. I think you'll see Verts go up another level. That's just my opinion. If he doesn't, I've already told you, lot, I think it's time to go. But
I mean,
bro, I think the runners will help him. The runners.
I hear that too, bro. Is it time to go for Nagelsmann for you? It seems like Nagelsmann's begging for his job, and Fabrizio put out a tweet. People, I don't know if you guys have seen this. He says Jurgen Klopp even would be open to considering returning to management if the German Federation decide to call him. Nagelsmann wants to stay, but the final decision is in DFB hands. I guess that's like the FA, innit, for them. Klopp would be open to listening and keen on the project. And I don't know if you lot have seen the picture of Klopp at the game, yeah? My man looked astonished, bro. His mouth was wide open, yeah? Big calls on that, yeah? Bro was looking astonished. I even put it on the thumbnail. Let me try and find the picture of him when he was just looking. Yeah. And okay, it looks good, though. It looks good, bro. It looks like you've been eating some.
Bro, you see, being a manager, it can be stressful, bro. Once you have that sabbatical, you have that break, bro. You could start. Bro, I've seen him on his Insta. He's everywhere. He's at F1 races. He's at concert, bro. He's loving life.
Look at his hair. His hair's not even great, fam. His hair's not even great. He's not stressing right now. You know, his beard's great, but the hair's brown, bro. You know what I mean?
He's had that. He's had that regain for men and that. You know, when you start building your hair, like, you start taking the supplement.
Nah, facts, bro. Facts. What are you saying? What do you think? Like, do you think this will be a good move for Klopp? Yeah, because bro, I'll be real with you, Romz. I put a tweet out about Germany the other day, right? Because this kind of links into England as well, bro. When I saw that Germany team, from 2014, Romz, I would have never thought, because I've always kind of looked at Germany, like growing up, Germany have always been good. I've always looked at Germany as a country where like they're always going to be producing top talent. The Ozils, the Mullers, right? The Larms. Of course, these guys are all timers. But watching that 2014, bro, and see what they did to Brazil, I would have never said in a million years. Yeah, they're gonna get knocked out of the group stages in the next World Cup, bottom of the group, by the way. Year after group stages again, and then now they're in the round of 32, getting knocked out. Yeah, by who was it that knocked them out? Fucking Paraguay.
And you know what, Don? Out of
penalties, they don't lose penalties.
Out of all of the big nations, let me think when I say actually, them and Argentina probably got the easier draw out of, let's say, the top nations, the ones that are historically big, yeah. So Argentina to get Cape Verde and them to get Paraguay. I know Paraguay got Almiron and Enciso and that, but come on, you're Germany, bro. And this is why I want to speak out Germany, because look, I spoke on Wirtz, but I now need to speak on Musiala. He don't look the same after that injury. Manuel Neuer looks cooked. Havertz was just doing Havertz stuff. Leroy Sané had probably one of the worst games I've seen from him in a while. Kimmich kept getting dispossessed, just passing all over the guy. And you know what? I'm so happy we didn't sign him. You see, sometimes when a team win a league, everyone starts overrating their players, yeah? You're probably even going to see it with Arsenal now, yeah? And we're guilty of it as well. All of a sudden, all your players are world-class. You see that Leverkusen team that went undefeated? And remember, we started to get linked to Tapsoba and Tar. And I said, Jonathan Tar and Tapsoba, I don't want them at Liverpool, bro. Jonathan Tar, to be fair, his goal should have stood, though. Germany should actually be through, to be fair, because that one...
that was soft, innit? That was soft, yeah.
But Jonathan Tar, I don't rate. I've never rated at all. That Brown I know he got hype after the Curaçao game, and maybe I need to watch more of him, but again, he was giving a ball away in easily. Kimmich, I think no Germany player had more than a 6 out of 10, bro. I don't think any of that.
No standouts for you.
And you know what, T10, big up to that Leverkusen team. If you look at everyone, Jack had a good year at Sunderland. Wirtz has come to us, not played well. Frimpong's been in and out with injury. Grimaldo's just gone to I think Grimaldo's just gone to Atletico Madrid. Boniface I don't hear of anymore. Patrick Schick I don't really hear of. That Andrich guy, I think he's still there. I'm trying to think who got Tapsoba, I think still there. But a lot of that team, what are they doing, bro? Like
100, bro. Like when you read through it, yeah. Look, this is their team for the 2014 World Cup, yeah, bro. Like you had Neuer, of course. Look at the outfield players, bro. You had I'm just gonna name some of the top players, bro. Like Hummels, Philip Lahm. They had Mertesacker at the time. They had Mustafi won the World Cup, yeah, because he was part of that squad. They had Khedira, Real Madrid, Schweinsteiger, Ozil, Cruz, Götze, like
I said, Schuler
still, like Podolski, Klose, like Draxler. Bro, like this team, yeah, was a well-drilled, like a team full of
2014 team, yeah?
It's the 2014 World Cup team, yeah.
Yeah.
The 2014 World Cup team, bro. There's a lot of leaders here. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at all-timers here. Ozil, bro. Cruz, bro. You know what I'm saying? Götze, bro. Like, Götze, obviously, he scored the winning goal for them as well, innit? In that final.
Yeah.
He scored the winning goal for them as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, Germany, yeah, like, and this is why it goes back to England as well, Romz, because for me, yeah, like, England's best golden generation was when, you had the Lampards and whatnot, right? Now, this is, if you want to call it a golden generation, it's like a golden generation because for me, this is the best England team we've had since then. Yeah?
Yeah.
We cannot let this team go to waste, yeah? Because, bro, this is probably Kane's last World Cup.
Don,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna rephrase you on that one, yeah? For me, it's not because there's no Palmer, there's no Wharton, there's no Trent.
That's my point though. The point is when you look at the England players right now, you're right. Some of them haven't made it in there, yeah. Like, okay, if you look at this squad, it might not be the best one.
Oh, but you mean the crop that we have?
The crop that we have, the crop of talent that we have, bro. It has to be the best one after the last one.
I agree.
It's on Tuchel that didn't bring these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, bro, like Kane now is your 4th, 5th tournament for England. You've got Pickford as well, bruv. Some of the centre backs, like the defenders, we've got Stones still in there. Declan Rice has been to many tournaments too. We've got winners here. We've got experience here. We've got players with a lot of Premier League experience too. Bro, this cannot go to waste, bruv. And I'm even looking at the game later, like, Romz, yeah? Are you excited for that game against Congo, bro? Like, I shared it earlier. Rashford is meant to be starting now ahead of Gordon. But even he's riff-raff. You look at France's attack. You look at England's attack. It's night and day. What's happening?
The game starts at 5.
It starts at 5 o'clock, bro, yeah. Kickoff is at 5. That's why I did this a bit earlier.
No, I mean, let me quickly test my screen. This has messed up my plan. I thought, because normally it's like 6 or like 7-ish. I said it's 5.
It's at 5 o'clock, bro. It's at 5 o'clock. But this is the earliest England have played so far, I think. We keep playing at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Exactly, 8, 9 o'clock, bro. Like,
yeah.
I've got something to do. Remember, I told you something come up. I might miss the first 30 minutes of that. Anyway, but besides that, why is it so early? But besides that, I agree with you, Don. Like, maybe not this squad, but the crop of talent. But do you know what's crazy, Don? Yeah, let's just speak about the squad that's specifically gone. Like, specifically gone, right? I think finally England actually have the manager to win. Again, I don't think England win this World Cup, but in terms of the caliber of manager, Tuchel's a knockout. Like, even if you look at Dortmund, I think he won the DFB Pokal with I think he won it with them. You lot won the Champions League. Like, he's obviously won the league at what do you call it?
In France.
At France, Bayern Munich, but I think Musiala saved them the last day. But what I would say about Tuchel is I think they've got the caliber of manager to do it. For me, it's the reverse. You see, with Southgate, they had the players, not the manager, because you still had a Sancho that was coming off the back of a good season, and you had the Rashford, you had the Kanes. Calvin Phillips in the midfield is a bit meh, but you still had Trent, you still had
Calvin Phillips, that Euros was amazing, bro. He was one of our best players.
Yeah, actually, you're right. But I mean, the 2018 World Cup as well. You had a Trippier that was decent, yeah? For me, back then, you had the players, not the manager. Now, you've got the manager, but he selected the wrong players because I look at this England team, Don, and there's no real mavericks that can do anything. You know what? As much as I don't really rate Bellingham that much, he's the only clutch player that, for me, can score out of nothing. Kane, we know when the going gets tough for England. I'm not speaking about Bayern Munich or Spurs. For England, when the lights are on, the history when he should have squared it to Sterling, one of the major tournaments, when he missed the penalty against France, we know Kane fluffs it, right? But I just think Saka is not fit, and me and you have the same thoughts on Saka. I don't think he's a maverick anyway. I don't think he can create something out of nothing. Bellingham can. Kane can for his club, not for his country. I look around, Eze and Rodgers don't really start. Like, Gordon won't. Madueke, the less said, the better. Like, there's not a lot of mavericks that can create something out of nothing. So I'm looking at this team. You left Palmer. I don't care if Palmer had a bad season. You already saw what he was on in the Euros final. And didn't he assist in one of the knockout games as well? Last Euro,
he assisted against the semi-final. He got the assist for Watkins.
Watkins, exactly.
Goal in the final. He scored the only goal we celebrated against Spain, bro. My boy.
Exactly. Palmer, you left. Bro, I'm sorry. Look, I don't care too much about England, yeah, but you know Trent's still my guy. Bro, Reece James gets a knock and you bring up Chalobah. Tuchel's on mind games now. Trent is the one player that can create alongside a player like Palmer. Even Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton's one of the best passers we have, in my opinion. You're leaving out all these players, and Don, put it like this, yeah. I think England beat Congo. I know T-Term's in the chat saying Congo going to win, and what? I think England win ugly. I'm going to go like a 1-0 or 2-1, yeah. However, next round, I think it's night because I was doing some research.
Mexico.
They have to play in Mexico, and a big up troops now. I'm back again. They were saying, I think Mexico ain't lost at the Azteca in like.
Let me bring it up, bro. I've got all the metrics here, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I've got all the metrics here.
Yeah, they've not lost there in time.
It's even going to be in Mexico itself, bro. So people, Mexico at the World Cup so far, 10 World Cup games at Estadio Azteca, 0 goals conceded in 4 games in this World Cup. 4 wins in 4 games and also 8 goals scored. And I'm annoyed, yeah, because I fell asleep when they played Ecuador. I literally had the game on. I just fell asleep, yeah. I haven't really watched a lot of them, but they must be doing well to be winning all these games, bro. You know what I'm saying? They've got that kid as well in the midfield. Is it Mora?
Rodrigo. I think it's Rodrigo Mora, yeah,
Rodrigo Mora. They were doing like some analysis before the game on him, yeah, and he looks like he likes to like progress the ball and play it between the lines.
That's it. Bring up Bull Barbarian. Bring up Bull Barbarian. That was the stat I think Troops and them was saying. 2 losses in their last 8 years. And you know what as well, Don, yeah? I know England they're acclimatizing to the weather and whatnot, but bro, the altitude and sea levels and all that, bro, these Mexico players are used to it, bro. They're used to it. England, for me, they beat Congo tonight by a goal, but it's not going to be a good performance, Don. It's going to be like a stinky 1-0 or 2-1, but I think England get the job done.
It's gonna be Rice and Anderson in the pivot with Jude in the 10. And the thing is, when we do that, bro, yeah, like
Gilberto Mora.
But yeah, Gilberto Mora. We're technically playing. We're technically playing 4-3-3. For me,
that's the other one about Rodrigo Mora. Big up Dunes Conlon. That's the one that's wavy. But yeah, I knew one of them was.
You don't know the Mexican one.
Say again.
The Mexican kid called.
No, but I got the names confused. Because the one you were on about was
It's Gilberto Mora.
Gilberto Mora, but I thought it was Rodrigo Mora. But I know I weren't saying that for no reason because I know there's a winger called Rodrigo Mora.
Yeah. Nah, but for me, it's just like, bro, like, this negative setup in the midfield, yeah, like 4-3-3 against the lesser teams. It's just dead, man. Honestly, bro, like against these lesser teams, we should be seeing Jude where he was playing in the last game, right? With Rice next to him or Anderson next to him. And then you play an actual 10, like a natural 10, whether that's Rogers, whether that's Eze, whether that's Gibbs White didn't get called up either. He should have gone. You know what I mean?
You were saying that he should have gone from early.
He should have gone, bro. He should have gone before Palmer. I know Palmer's had his moments, but I'm sorry. After the season I just saw, I found it hard to defend him and prop him when you've got Gibbs White, who was literally England's best midfielder in the Prem last season, bro. Yeah. There wasn't a single midfielder from England that performed better than that guy with the numbers, what he did for Forest towards the end of the season. I know Rodgers had his purple patches during the season, and to be fair, Gibbs White at the beginning wasn't great. Like Forest weren't great when they had Ange, but bro, 15 Premier League goals, and what was it, like 8 assists that he got or something like that, yeah? Like, man even got a big scar like Chucky. I don't understand how you can't take my man, bro. He should have gone. Whether it was him or Palmer, one of them should have been there. Foden, no. Because he has had many opportunities. Remember in the Euros, after the COVID, when he had blonde hair, he was even starting for us, bro. Yeah, he was starting for us.
He thought he was Gascoigne. He thought
he was Gascoigne. So like with Foden, I'm not hearing Foden because he's had moments in the 10. He's played left wing, he's played right wing, he's played everywhere for England. He ain't done enough. Gibbs White's barely had opportunities for England. And Palmer's not had opportunities to really start. But one of them should have gone. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Romz, like, I do think that we'll probably beat Congo today. But to be honest with you, like, Panama had a few, chances that they should have done better with, like, on the break. Congo, I watched their game against Portugal, they actually attacked better than Portugal as well, blood, in that game. You know what I mean? But
are you listening? Did you not listen to that? They attacked better than Portugal.
Bro, they attacked better than Portugal that day. But honestly, I just feel like at the minute, I feel they'll go through because they've just got too much quality. And you look at England's bench, we've got players that can still make a difference off the bench, I think it'll be too much for Congo, innit? But I don't see it being like a battering. I see it being like a bit of a struggle, like what you're saying.
I think it'll be by a goal. I think it goes 2 ways, Either it's 0-0 for the whole game, England score late, or I think there's no in between. It's stinkfest all game, England score late. Or I think if it's 2-1, Congo actually take the lead, then England just do enough to get back into the game. But you know what? With both my predictions, either 1-0 or 2-1, England score late in both of them. So if it's 1-0, it will be 1. England will score from like the 85th minute onwards. If it's 2-1, Congo take the lead, England equalize, and then I think England will score late. But Mexico...
Have you seen this, by the way? Have you seen this?
No. Is it
mad? There's a video. I'll DM it to you after, innit? I don't want to get stricken down for copyright or whatever, But bro, Deschamps went to Turkey end of the game, innit? And he was like tapping him, and you could see that Turkey wasn't happy. And then he's trying to like when your dad's trying to talk to you and you're pissed, when he's pissed you off, and like you're not hearing it, and then Turkey just kind of moved and it kind of walked away, innit? you get?
Wow.
So I'll show you it after. Like you could tell Turkey's not happy with.
You know what's mad
the
though, Don? This is the same energy I have for Neymar, yeah. Because you know that's my favorite footballer of all time. But I understand the frustration because you know if you win a trophy and you're not pivotal, the first thing people say is you didn't do anything to win that trophy. That's why I need Ancelotti to starting Neymar because I don't think Brazil will, by the way, in the chat. But if Brazil win the World Cup, it will be so shameless. And Neymar doesn't start, it'll be like, yeah, but it was Vinny. Because Vinny, by the way, some flowers to Vinny. Vinny's been cold this World Cup, innit? And it's mad that he is a moments player because
I wouldn't say it's been cold. I think it's had good moments, like but I wouldn't say it's been cold.
Yeah, but then I think in international football, you need that, because you know me, like I'm not his biggest fan, but in international football, even if you're quiet for the whole game, if he scored that goal that hit the post, it was a good save. That Japanese keeper's all right, Like, for what
Suzuki, bro. Apparently Leeds are linked. Apparently he might be going to Leeds. I want to see him in the Prem, bro. I want to see him in the Prem. He's got a scary face, bro. He looks like a weak character, bro. He looks like a. Imagine you just wake up and see Suzuki looking at you, bro. I was screaming, loud, bro. As well.
This is why I understand Turkey's frustration because he wants to feel like he's contributed to this. I get that because again, if Brazil win this World Cup and Neymar hardly plays, I'm still going to be shameless. But all in all, he didn't play his part. That's why these players want to be played because Barcola's getting more minutes than a Turkey. Do you get? But do you know what it is? That's testament to Olise. Olise's playing so well in that 10 role. You're only going to get chicken change minutes, bro.
Bro, there was even you see when Vinny missed that chance, and hit the post. They were showing the angle of like behind the goal, innit? And then Suzuki's face. You just saw his face. I said, yo, scary. That's a scary face. Is it scary? I don't know what it is about his face, I could just imagine him being in Thriller, bro. You know what I mean? It's the cheap
the United fans in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you not linked with this keeper?
They were. Oh, when he was in Japan, he was still playing in Japan.
For some reason, I thought he was at their club or something, and they just sold him. But
nah, man, he was linked to it. Wait, let me see where he plays.
Do you have him at Chelsea?
He plays for Parma now. Bro, listen, I already told you, but we've got Penders back now. I'm not trying to block his path because he's what Suzuki is 23. He's actually born in Jersey, in America. So he's from Jersey. I don't know if he's got like a American accent because maybe he moved around quite a lot. But United tried to buy him when he was in Japan. He was still playing in Japan. They tried to buy him then, and that never went through. I think that's the season when they bought Onana, if I'm correct. TTM, I'm sure can probably correct me in the chat, bro.
Do you know what? I'm saying? Let me quickly get, because obviously I've not got too long yet. Let me actually get your prediction for the rest of the games, because bro, there's actually some big games in this round of 32. For me, Croatia knocked Portugal out, bro, on penalties. Yesterday I said Portugal. But
let me even bring him up right now, So what have we got here? So we've got for tonight. Okay, so tonight we've got Belgium, Senegal.
Ooh.
Belgium, Senegal. What we saying,
bro? Belgium.
Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Belgium, Senegal, What are we saying?
I'm going Senegal. Senegal keep conceding though, man. I think they conceded 3 against France, 3 against Norway, and then they won 5-0 to be fair. But bro, they seem a bit leaky, but I think Senegal will win still.
I think Senegal will win as well, bro. England tonight, I think England will win. What else have you got? You've got USA versus Bosnia. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I've watched a lot of USA.
I haven't, and I want them to get humbled, bro, because they've had this good group. Their American fans starting to think their team's all that. The minute they play someone cold, they're getting moved to. But I think USA will go through.
Yeah, I think USA will go through. Spain, Austria tomorrow, 8:00. Yamal.
Yo, Austria ain't no scrubs, They still got like a lot of experience in that team. They got Lima, Sabitzer, Arnautovic running the years back.
Yeah. Hey, Romz, I'm telling you, bro. Listen, because the last Spanish game that I watched, Yamal, I know he just came back in it, so I'm not gonna cook him too much, but he was butt ass.
Yeah, no, I'll be real. Uruguay weren't good, but the one before that, bro, he opened the scoring against Saudi. But you know what, Don? This is where I have to be fair. Yamal needs to start. These are the games, the knockout in World Cup, bro. You need to do your thing. But I think Spain win. But again, I think it'll be tight like the England game. 2-1 Spain. Austria won't. Because, bro, if I'm being honest, on Spain ain't look great. Cap Verde, they couldn't break them down. I know Saudi, they wiped them. But then even the Uruguay game, bro, Uruguay had chances and they were cutting through them.
Yeah.
Nunes was on was on bullshit. But Uruguay got this player called Cananobio. I don't know how to pronounce his name, bro. He looks quite good, bro. He looks like a.
I like Gabriel, man. I would have signed him if it was up to me. I would have signed him ahead of the guy that was signing for left back right now from what team was signing from again? Somewhere from the Liga. Not Palestra. There's another one that was signing the left back here, 28-year-old, bro. But that's a different stream in itself. Did we talk about it the other day? We're signing this left back from let me just bring it up here. It's looking very likely that so it's another one that Xabi wants, isn't it? I've watched a bit of him, to be fair. Like he looks like a pest. He looks like a Cucurella type defender. But man, just on you. Whenever you're trying to get the ball, he's on you.
They say Chavaria from Rayo.
Chavaria from Rayo. Yeah, from Rayo. Yeah, but that's what we're looking.
You know what I'm going to say, though?
He locked up your mouth. Funny enough, he locked up your mouth last season, you know. I'll send you the video. The whole game, all actions, he locked up your mouth, bro. I'll be real.
Do you know what I'll say, Don? This is a bold shout. And listen to what I say in the chat before, because people sometimes just don't listen to it. They just don't listen. They just start responding. Argentina go through, but I think they go through in extra time. I think Messi just does a madness in extra time, because I'll say that this is one thing I'll say about the World Cup. Yeah, you see this kind of
team. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. You know?
I've watched all their games. Don, they actually play ball. Like, and you know when you got a team, literally, and you know when you got a team that all fight for one another, because Argentina do as well. If you've got that team cohesion and that togetherness, it's hard to beat. But with all that being said, I think it will be like 0-0, and then I think Argentina wipe them. I think they'll get tired. You know, you start losing concentration. I think Argentina beat them extra time. But I think this Cape Verde team are going to shock a few people.
Bro, yeah, no, Cape Verde are good, man. I enjoy watching them, to be honest. Let's see what other games we've got here. Portugal, Croatia. What we're saying? I think Portugal probably win that game. They've not impressed me.
Croatia on pen. And you know what, yeah? So CFC game of William Esteval and whatnot, all of the Portuguese man in the chat, even if you do knock out Croatia, I think you got Spain after that. I'm telling you, look, the only reason why I start the reason why I dish Ronaldo is more banter. Bro, he's the second best player I've ever seen. The Ronaldo is cold. And the thing is, me and Don are old enough to remember Ronaldo before the knee injury. Not this number 9 poacher that refined this game. Ronaldo is one of the best players I've ever seen, bro. So, and when I'm popping him down, it's more banter. But he is holding Portugal back. And that stream, and you lot were cooking me like I was talking gibberish. You've seen it. Man saying he's back after Uzbekistan. You're supposed to score against them. Bro, Portugal, Congo, nothing. Portugal, Colombia, for me, didn't do much. So, bro, I'll be real. He's holding them back. And to be fair, Don, you said something earlier, though. It's not just him. I just think Portugal overall aren't playing.
Yeah, well. Man. It's time to move on from the manager as well. I think he's dead food, man.
No one said Chavaria was at Liverpool. You're on about Pedro Quirarella. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
Hey, cause like, yeah, I've seen it, bro. Like, hey, it's actually fucked. You know, let me even just bring it up here, yeah, because boy, again, use your eyes first, innit? I'm not gonna act like I've watched a lot of him, but from what I've watched, I'm not surprised that this is the data that's showing in it, because he looks very much like a wing back. He looks like a guy that, you know, that can play that position a bit better than Cucurella, because he's up and down, bro, up and down. He looks like he can carry the ball at speed as well. He's fast. That's one thing that Xabi's trying to do now, Romz, man. He's trying to get some fast players, guys that can carry the ball in it, guys like Palestra and these sort of.
Bro, do you know what's so mad, Don? Obviously, Alonso's the better manager. I'm not going to be shameless. I wanted Alonso over Andoni Areola, but they're very similar, bro. They're Bass boys, isn't it? They like that directness, and they're very similar. Do you know what? Chelsea versus Liverpool next season is going to be very interesting. I think they're going to set up very similar.
Yeah, fact, bro. Let me just bring this up.
You know what's so mad? Him, Alonso, Arteta, and Andoni Areola all grew up together, all from the Bass region. I think they're all even in the same school. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now they're all at war. They're all literally rivals now.
All at war, bro. You can see here, bro. Most of these areas he done him. The only area where Cucurella done him was aerially, but defensive duels he did him. Ball carrying is clear, bro. Crosses he done him there. Assists free, it's the same. Progressive passes he done him. Possession ones he done him. So all around game here, you can see in it like. Again, I'm not going to just use that to say, oh, he's a better player, because, bro, I need to watch him in it. I rate Cucurella too. But from what I'm watching, I'm not surprised I'm seeing this, because that's the type of profile he looks like, a proper wing back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's quickly finish up. Let's quickly finish up with the rest of the fixtures, Romz, and then we'll quickly go through the super chats before I need to go eat and that, bro. So let's just quickly fly through some of these here. Switzerland, Algeria. Let's just say the team. Switzerland or Algeria, bro. Let's go as well. Back. Switzerland. Say Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland.
I'll probably say Switzerland too.
You know what? I actually stayed up and watched that Algeria-Jordan game, and I don't know. Algeria just look a bit. Mara's getting older. That El Mal, I think it's El Mal. El Mal looks decent for them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I weren't really feeling. Hey, Nori's playing all right for them, but I think Switzerland will get it done.
They've got Newcastle looking at is it Manzabi? He's Swiss. The midfielder. There's a guy called Manzabi, I think his name is. He plays for Switzerland, yeah. So Newcastle, they're linked to him at the minute as well. Manzabi, yeah, that's his name, Manzabi. Joey jumps to the channel. He likes him. He likes him a lot, bro. He was mentioning him potentially as well as an option for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's linked to Newcastle at the minute. He's been playing well for them. Colombia,
Ghana still there.
I haven't seen him there, bro. Yeah, see, bare people say, yeah, look, man. Yeah, bare people feeling it, man.
That's it. Ibrahim Mazza, not El Mala. Sorry, Ibrahim Mazza. Mazza's cold.
Oh, Mazza. Okay, Manzabi.
Well, Mazza played a through ball in one of their games. The chat will know who it was against. He played a through ball, but it was offside. But bro, the ball was just delicious, bro. But yeah, the next game.
I like Mazza to be fair. And then Colombia, Ghana. I'll probably give it Colombia.
I'm gonna give it about Ghana, bro. For me, they're hard to break because they just put everyone behind the ball. They're hard to break down. I'm going Colombia, but Colombia will go through by extra time. I don't think it'll be in 90 minutes.
I think it'll be tight. Australia, Egypt. I'll give it to Egypt.
That's it. It was against Argentina. And yeah, for the man that say I hate Mo Salah, bro, I actually want Egypt to go as far as possible. I don't want him to win it. I'll be real, but I want him to have a little run, bro, because he does deserve it, bro. But I think they'll win. But bro, Australia got this black you up top. I forgot his name, man. Bro,
I'll be real. I haven't watched a single Australian game. When they come on some weird times, bro.
I can't lie. I watched their game against Turkey. That's the only game I watched. I think he scored. The chat will know who I'm on about.
Was that their first game? That was their first game, innit?
Yeah, that's the only game I watched. But he was playing cold. Yeah. Bro, the chat will know who I'm on about, bro. He said the knee. I think Newcastle is his name. Loy, bro. I don't even want to butcher his name, but they've got a youth, bro, for Australia, and he is good, bro.
Oh, the Sudanese guy. Yeah. That the guy that he had like a big. He was meant to be like a.
I think it's Garang Cole. Yeah, Garang Cole. How I pronounce it?
Garang Cole. Yeah, let me quickly search this up. I think I'm. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. He was Wasn't they look? I think Newcastle were looking at this guy.
I think Newcastle were going to sign him, but because of their regulation or not, they couldn't.
Yeah. No, I know this guy because he was going he was doing the rounds on Twitter because obviously he's black, Australian, all of these things. Let's quickly go through the super chats. No, it's true though, Romz, bro. How many black players you find playing for Australia, bro? We can say it because we're black in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's rare.
Big up T1. It says, which player from your clubs do you wish might break out or who could be vital to your team whilst reviving their reputation? Me is Gittins or Lavia, bro. For me, it's I have to say Gittins, man, because our left hand side has been poor. Lavia, at least with Lavia, we know how good he is. With Gittins, we're yet to see that in the Prem, innit? With Lavia, it's just fitness.
For me,
Gittins, bro, he needs to really stay fit and get the minutes to play and push on. Because I don't want to sell him, bro. I'll give him another season. We've barely seen him, Romz. The guy ain't even played 500 minutes, bro. So I'll give him another season, but we still need to bring a starter ahead of him. You get it?
When he said which player from do you wish might break up, he might leave.
Nah, he's talking about players that you have right now that are kind of just brewing in the back and they really need to push on now, innit? So for me, it's getting 100%.
I'd probably say if he stays, which apparently he might stay now because of our options, Harvey Elliott. And I know he's experienced.
He's gone, man.
I know he's a senior player, but Slidey McAllister, because I still rate him. I think a good coach hides your deficiencies. Yes, he's had a poor season. In fact, he's had a poor 18 months because the back end of the season we won the league, he weren't even good. But there's still a player there, man, in my opinion. And I think his reputation's been tarnished the past season. He needs to still show people what he's about. I like
Elliott, man. I like Elliott. I like him, bro. I like him. I think he's good, man. But I think you will sell him, man. Yeah, I think you will probably.
No. That last bit was about McAllister, but I agree. But I'm saying he's a senior in that. I think McAllister, Elliott, we've got a lot of players that needs to actually that need to
You need a big season from Gravenberch as well. He's got big bucks now.
Frimpong, Kirkhead's arguably, even though I think Kirkhead's ended the season quite well. You know what? To answer that super chat, Liverpool got about 5 or 6 players that can apply to, bro.
Yep, I agree, bro. And then who is it? Wally says we have Quenda, bro. Quenda, listen, we don't know his story in the Prem yet. Like, I think Quenda, I'm putting Gittins there first because of the context of what's happened so far in his Chelsea career. Quenda's starting from nothing. You know what I mean?
Wait, Wally, whose celebration is that? I swear that's a player's celebration.
That's who?
You know what Wally's doing in his picture? That's a player's celebration, I swear, on my buggy.
Who does that?
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember, but there's a player.
Is that actually you, Wally, in the picture as well, bro?
Yeah, actually, let me ask first. Is that actually you, by the way?
Is that actually you? The person on the right, it looks like they just finished listening to Avril Lavigne, like. You know what I mean? Actually you.
There's me assuming that it's him, you know. I said Avril Lavigne. Avril
Lavigne,
bro. I ain't heard that name in years.
Let me quickly go through the rest of the super chats. We'll finish up, man. We've been here nearly 2 hours now.
Yeah, it's him. It is him. Big up. It is him.
It's you, Wally. Who's that on the right, bro? Is that you on the right? Yeah. Hey, you. I didn't know your girlfriend.
I think I need a new one. I'll be real. In primary school, I'll be real. When I used to come and I used to nod my head. But that tune's old, you know. That tune's old. Man.
Hey, Wally, which one are you, bro? Are you right or left? I'm guessing you're left.
Oh, he said that's his sister. I knew that.
Hey, big up your sister, man. Hey, let us know her favorite artist. She probably listens to Billie Eilish now, innit? Billie Eilish, them type of people there, them indie type, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just making assumptions, you know. Not hey. Because Avril Lavigne's got bangers, bro. You know what I mean? She got bangers. Yeah?
You know, big up, man. And bro, how can you ask was it him or his sister? Wiley, it's a more masculine name, but I knew that was him on the left.
Yeah, but I couldn't really tell, innit? Because the hair was, you know, some people, you get some boys with long hair, man. You know, I hear you, boys, innit? Tenzino says Argentina is the kryptonite for a lot of, she listens to rock. I'm not surprised at all, bro.
Why is that Nickelback? Because we all just wanna be big rock stars.
McFly, Busted. Hey, I'm telling you, they
that Kings of Leon. This
yeah. Hey, man, I'm telling you. See one thing about me, Romz. Yeah, I listen to everything.
Everything, same,
I
bro.
Listen to everything. If you go through my Spotify right now, yeah, you know, I was even listening to the other day, bro. I don't know if you even know this one. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Hey.
What you want? Of course I know that tune, bro. That's a boy, bro. I said, what can I do to get through to you?
I love you.
That's a big tune.
Yeah, that's a big tune. We just listen to drill. No, we don't listen to that
shit there, you know what he's done? They see we're 2 young black boys from London and think, yeah, drill, just a hip hop and that. Bro, you see some of the tunes I have in my playlist, people will look at me and think, bro, I wouldn't expect that from you. Bro, you legit, have to listen to that stuff.
I listen to everything, I'm telling you, bro. Argentina is a kryptonite for a lot of teams, defensively sound, and they can grind out 1-0. Dark arts, and they have the biggest X factor in Messi. You're speaking facts, bro.
That's facts. That's facts.
Freddie says, I swear I'm still laughing at that video where you're calling Maresca a fucking scrotum. I watched it about 10 times. I put our video Romz yesterday, innit? Well, I went live day before, but I clipped that bit there when we got the news live. You know the whole statement about Maresca.
Yeah. That was mad. I know we didn't speak about, obviously, that's for you and your Chelsea, but that was mad, bro. That was mad. That's another scoop for another day, because we've been here long enough, bro. But yeah, fuck that scrotum every time, bro. Who else have we got in here? Is there any more super chats that I've missed? Let's see. Yeah, another one here. Big up yourself, Tenzino says Yamal is a better player. Olise is more creative. They're both very, very creative. Let me even check FootMob here to see who created more chances last season, because they're both creative players. Like, they're both elite at creating. That's the thing, innit? Right.
But let me just out of interest. Let me see who created more chances last season. Olise. So Olise created 79. Olise created 79 big chances. Sorry, 79 chances. Yamal created 72. So you can see, bro, like they're neck and neck. You know what I mean? Neck and neck. Expected assists, Olise's got 17.2%. Yamal's got 10.1. And Olise got 19 assists. Yamal got 11. And they both played over 2K minutes. You know what I'm saying? XGA, XA per 90. Olise does him there. Yeah, so bro, I can't like all these stats here are leading towards Olise, bro.
Tenzin, you're spitting because even your previous super chat with the Messi and Argentina stuff, I agree. And you know what? I agree with this. I think Yamal's the best on the planet, but I can accept Olise's more creative.
Yeah, it's tight though. It's tight, but I think Olise probably is more creative. Bro, fuck all that private playlist. I play this out in the open, bro. I don't care. You know what I mean? Stop caring about what people think, man.
Freddie, exactly. Freddie, don't worry what people think if you listen to certain music, bro. Music is music, bro. Listen to what you want, bro. Because the same way, if man might look at me funny, I listen to certain people, I still listen to what everyone expects me to listen to as well. It's just them.
Exactly.
I feel like you can't tie down to one genre, bro. Like,
bro, I could go from listening to Chris Brown to then Drake to Ed Sheeran to then Adele, then to Michael Jackson. Then I might go to a bit of Busted. I might go to Avril Lavigne. Why not? In fact, tonight I will listen to a bit of Avril Lavigne. Why not? Yeah, I'm saying I haven't got on my Spotify. I'll listen to it today, reminisce. Because that's what I grew up on, bro. I'm a 2000s baby. You know what I'm saying, Romz? We're 2000s babies. So all that period.
Oh, like, don't lie to the people. We're 90s babies, bro. But we grew up in the 2000s.
We were born in the 90s, but bro, I was born in 97, bro. I can't remember what was like. I was towards the end of the 90s. So
I'm 98. My point is, Don. My point is, Don, when you normally say you're a 90s baby or 2000s baby, it means you're born within that decade.
Okay, I get what you mean. Okay, we're 90s babies technically, but I'm saying in terms of what we remember like the Nellies, the Nelly Furtado, Timbaland, Justin Timberlake.
You know what I was listening to, bro? Nelly Furtado used to, bro. She has an album called Say It Right, but she has to tune that goes, oh, you don't need nothing.
Come on, man.
Timbaland, I was listening to that yesterday, bro. Big tune.
Yeah, her and Timbaland, were coming like Dwight York and fucking Andy Cole for Man United, bro. They were coming on a serious two-man step, them two, you know what I'm saying? Them man there, Timbaland, I'm telling you, but during that period, because me, I've got sisters in it, and they're older than me. They Destiny's Child and that, like all that period there, man used to just be
even promiscuous girl. God, you don't kill me. Listen, there's me having to go here. My boys waiting for me, but bro, do you remember? You don't kill me. You know the first week of Love Island.
Everyone knows the ad-libs, Timbaland ad-libs. Yeah.
Do you know the first week of Love Island? You see when Lorenzo said to Yasmin, "Oh, you're promiscuous."
Yeah, promiscuous.
Actually, let me not turn this into Love Island, bro. That's a bit bad.
Now you see Katy Perry. Katy Perry's like 010 onwards. She came after when I was in like school and that. We're talking about
we're speaking about like Christina Aguilera, Avril Lavigne, Busted, McFly. We're talking more that era. That's more me and Don's era.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Take her to LA. Hey, then I know about Bandit's behavior, bro. Yeah,
Bandit's behavior was cold.
Bandit's behavior was cold, bro. You know what I mean?
Said, right. I gotta see her.
I gotta see her. Travel all around the world just to meet her. Hey, come on, man. I'm telling you, bro. We need to start doing some music pods during summer. I'm telling you, bro. I'm a serious when it comes to the music thing as well. I'm telling you, I can sit here and talk about it for hours.
You know what it's done? Even though it's a football channel, bro, we should just do a show a week where we just speak about other things, bro.
I think
the chat would look in. I think the chat
they would. 100% the chat would look in. 100%. But people, we're gonna finish up there anyway, man. We've got about 200 people here still. What I'm gonna do, I can see Rance is live right now, yeah. But let me just share like to the smaller channels, man. Fan Zone are live right now. I'm not sure who's there. These are Liverpool guys there.
Oh my days, sorry. Aka just released a very funny girls talking about. I see them girls talking about me every day. That was a bagger.
Who was that again?
Minus favor, because I walk with a buff and I got this swag. So much fans.
I didn't really like that one, you know. I didn't really like that one.
You know, it was when they started to fall off, they released that one, but I remember it.
Yeah, man. I didn't
really
like that one. I didn't really like that one, bro. But I don't know who these Liverpool guys are in it. But I'm gonna redirect them. Quickly check on Fanzone, Romz. You probably know who they are, bro. I don't know their names.
No, big up. That's obviously it will be either D or Dean, bro. But that's family. Big up.
Bro, I know who D is, bro. But it's a Liverpool chat today, innit? On there. So I'm gonna redirect. But I don't know their names.
KJ was just in your chat, bro. So at the moment, actually, he's in the thumbnail.
Yeah, man.
Let me check. I think these.
Anyway, I'll redirect them now. Anyway, people, just go put a little Don Raid in there, man. And big up everyone else.
Oh, Dean and Izzy. It's Dean and Izzy. Big up Dean and Izzy.
Yeah. All right, cool. We might be back tomorrow, people. But yeah, keep locked in, man. In a bit. Bless, love. Call Lord Don Ray.